can be the secret to a successful marriage.
It could be monthly, it could be quarterly, whatever time period, frequency makes sense for the couple.
Open and honest discussions about money build a strong foundation of trust. Sandy Brager, with Experience in San Francisco, tells the story of one couple who has fun with the idea.
They would head off to a fancy dinner together and have what-if conversations.
I'm Rob Hart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
Get up to $1,500 off your spring project with DeGiorgi. For over 93 years, DeGiorgi has been Connecticut's trusted partner for all things home improvement. Right now, take advantage of the Zero Worry Sale. 0 money down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2028. Go to DeGiorgiInc.com now to get the DeGiorgi advantage.
Our family serving your family. DeGiorgi.
If you enjoy all beef hot dogs and have never tried Hummel's All Beef, you really should. Hummel's All Beef is made with the quality you'd expect from Hummel's. The finest cuts of beef, all natural spices, and unlike national brands that use liquid smoke flavoring, Hummel's All Beef hot dogs are smoked with real hickory wood, and you can taste the difference. So look for Hummel's All Beef Franks in the meat department of your local supermarket, and remember, all Hummel products are gluten-free and always represent the very best in quality. I'm Eric Hummel, and I personally guarantee it.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending thousands. Audion Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98 with free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure. Clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning, during every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC. News Talk 1080.
I can't get the signal.
Okay, seriously. Now there's absolutely no excuse not to listen to WTIC News Talk 1080. You can literally hear us anywhere when you listen on your smartphone. And now you can hear us on the Odyssey app, the iHeartRadio app, and the TuneIn app. So pick your favorite and search and follow WTIC News Talk 1080 in the app. Then listen wherever you are. It's really that easy. So no more,
I can't get the signal.
We've made it easy. WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
With the redistricting wars as they are, the situation in the Middle East, and the president going to China, there is a lot to cover. It's Eric Erickson. We will hit all the highlights, give you in-depth news and analysis, and take your phone calls, 877-973-7425, right here on The Eric Erickson Show.
Listen to The Eric Erickson Show live, weekdays noon till 2 on WTIC. News Talk 1080.
Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning, during every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC. News Talk 1080. Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! Oh, it's gonna be mayhem today. I'm already hating the show. I'm done with it. What's going on, all you scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, and I did not forget all you haters. It's Reese on the radio. We are back, and we are live right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. And as if you would, luck would have it, everything always goes haywire right before the show. This whole microphone just poof, fell off, just fell right in front of me, just completely broke. Now my audio's, oh, there it is. I was worried my audio wasn't working. There it is. I'm applauding myself for figuring it out last minute. Actually, it's this woman right here. My saving grace. And I might have to say resident rabble-rouser. Let's give her a round of applause. Rozan, the journalist and muckraker extraordinaire. We're going to post the video later. We'll get into that in a second because we got so much stuff to talk about. Rozan is, she is not a reporter by any stretch of the imagination. But she cares about things. And she saw this event today down at Mercy House. And she started listening to the politicians do what politicians do. And she's hearing stuff that she's heard before. And she couldn't really sit there and allow this stuff to be said without being challenged. So we'll get into it, but I just want to tell you, this woman is conniving. She is. She's conniving. And she is strategic. Roland, she looked at me. She's sitting in the little setup chairs. I'm in the back of the room, sitting right in the center to make sure that every politician can see me, because I know that they're scared to death of me. But Rozan sitting to my right in the front.
Posted up.
She posted right up there, and then she looks back at me, and she mouths these words. Are you going to ask a question? To which I say, no, I had no intention. This event is kind of just them giving $5 million to an NGO to help homelessness. So when she says, are you going to ask a question? I said, no. What I did not know is that Rozan was saying, oh, because I am. To which she did. And she got into a shouting match with Mayor Arunan and none other, I think, Rozan's arch enemy, not mine, Matt Lesser, State Senator Matt Lesser.
Loser.
Rozan doesn't like that guy because he called me a coward.
That Reese guy.
That Reese guy. She's really, really upset about that. And thank you for taking up for me. I appreciate it. You don't need to fight my battles. But here's the reason why. I'm going to post the video and the scene exactly where it starts on my Facebook page after the show so you can watch it. But what she does to Matt Lesser is humiliating. I am not kidding you. Roland, this video, she says to him, and the worst part is that the camera is to Rozan's back, and it is on Matt Lesser. And Rozan's talking to Mayor Arunan of Hartford, and Matt Lesser tries to interrupt to answer for Mayor Arunan, and Rozan simply looks at him and says, I'm talking to him.
Yikes.
And Matt Lesser puts his head down. And it's all caught on camera. And I'm sitting there. Now, I'm supposed to be a proud husband, but I'm sitting up here going, damn, homie. You got punked. And it was so, now I'm supposed to be rooting against this guy. And it's my wife who's emasculating him in such an obvious way. But she is asking pertinent questions about why are you folks giving not $5 million to an NGO?
I believe what I said is why are we dumping
Yes,
millions?
dumping millions. And he's trying to defend it. Why? Because they're having their whole ceremony completely sabotaged by real questions that no one is really going to ask. But when Rozan says, I'm talking to him, oh, it was just so beautiful.
Did he answer?
No. Arunan continued to engage with Rozan.
Okay.
But Matt Lesser had to put his hands on his hips and put his head down because he had been told, in essence, shut your mouth, I'm not talking to you.
Grown-ups are talking.
It was...
I have... Okay, this is going to sound terrible.
Yes.
I have very, very little respect for weaselly little men who think that they have any right to step to me as if he is somehow an authority because he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Yeah,
if
it was
a man. The fact that you thought you could step up and somehow shush the woman. I can't say the word I want to say because it's right there. But I got something for you. I shall not be embarrassed. I shall not be shut down. You will hear Roseanne's mouth.
Now, although I'm being fair to Rozan in this, and I said it to her off the mic, and I'm not trying to say it to her. Rozan does, because people are going to say, it was like, damn, she was argumentative. She was. She totally accepts that, right?
Yeah, I was.
She accepts that because she kind of felt like she was being talked over, so she was talking over, and I said, that's okay. When you get in the rooms again, and you have this opportunity, try to just bring that back and forth, back to the conversation. But I'm just giving her props because she forced the issue, because even another reporter there sort of echoed what Rozan was bringing up, was why are we spending taxpayer money in this way? When indeed, after Rozan did the research, and you're not going to want to miss this, Rozan is going knee deep into this organization. And it turns out that everything that Rozan was beefing with beefing with the governor and the mayor's office about is legitimate. This was a cushy, and this is probably why they're upset, because it was shown on CTN. By the way, you can all watch it on CTN. It's near the end of the press conference where Rozan is. It's just after, what's the housing and development lady speak? What's her name?
It is Seila Mosquera Bruno.
Yes. So Miss Bruno, who's the head of housing, after she speaks at the end, Rozan brings in her question, which again, there's an argument that happens without fail. That is what happened. But she's trying to get to the answers. Isn't this your job? This is how many vacant homes are here. And we have only 8,000 homeless people. We have far more. What was the number you counted?
So there are 117,000 vacant homes in the state of Connecticut
Correct.
right now. I just looked it up. There are 25,000 units currently available to rent.
Okay. And they can subsidize these homes for the 8,000 that are homeless because there's far more.
And that's the other problem. That woman said that there were 8,000 plus homeless people
Right.
in Connecticut.
The
There's
actual number?
actually only 3,735.
Okay.
So, I mean, even there, they're inflating numbers tremendously.
So I'm literally, later on in the show, I'm going to give Rozan the reins on this one because this was her argument. I didn't know what she was going to ask. I was there for a completely different reason. But this was important enough for her to get into this exchange with him. We'll talk about that a little later on in the program. So Rozan is here, and I just want to applaud you, my dear. I'm applauding you because people were like, did you see Rozan? And I'm like, yes, I did. Normally, when she walks out of the presser, I kind of look at her and I go grab the boy. Just like, go grab the boy. She felt she was exhilarated, but at the same time, she was like, kind of, what did you say the feeling was?
I was really nervous. Like, my heart was racing the entire time. I was very nervous. My first time asking a question in this forum. And then, of course, I was worried, like, you were going to be mad at me because, like, I just took I felt like it took all the wind out of your sails.
No, it did not. In fact, I shared this microphone with you. Why wouldn't I share the press conference with you? I think you asked a legitimate question. I know that the ladies there who run that organization did not like it, but that's, Tough tutu.
It was, and I'm going to say this, and then I'll let you go forward. But they were talking about, everybody kept saying this administration, the federal government, President Trump, and I finally said, like I told you, it would be like being mad at our apartment building because I don't have eggs in the house.
Yeah.
Like, you have everything you need right here. Why are you blaming somebody over there when everything is available to you right here?
Right, which was what my argument was, is that they were standing up there while they should be celebrating that they're giving this organization $5 million. They used the opportunity to attack the Trump administration, saying repeatedly talking about how far of federal money wasn't going to organizations like this. And the reason why Donald Trump has stopped money like that going to these organizations is part of your investigation, which we'll talk about, which again ends up being legitimate. So my follow-up question to yours was, you guys are trying to have it both ways, because the Attorney General, William Tong, just had a press conference 2 weeks ago where he went so far as to say that we are a sovereign state, right? And we don't answer to the federal government, which makes me ask the question, well, if Connecticut doesn't answer to the federal government and we have a Supreme Court and we have a Congress, why would you be moaning about federal money that you don't get? You are thwarting, in fact, interdicting the federal government when they are trying to get illegals out of the state. So in one case, you want to be sovereign, but in the other, you want the federal tax dollars. And then they go, Matt Lesser comes up and says, well, we pay federal tax dollars. Well, you should understand that. Then you're not a sovereign state. You pay federal tax dollars. You want some of that money back? Well, yes. Why don't you work with this government at all? You're trying to have it both ways, which they could not deal with anyway. That upset them, but we don't care. But the most important thing that we got to do, and we'll come back, I'll play the audio. I promised you that I was going to be at this press conference, and I promised you that I was going to get in front of the governor and I was going to ask him about his people of color claim, that people of color were going to be afraid to go to the polling place. Well, that ended up on CTN as well, and I applaud the people over at CTN. Thank you for being there, and thank you. Thank you for spotlighting my question. They even moved the camera over towards me.
That redhead's face, though.
And the redhead woman who was completely embarrassed by Lamont's answer of people of color, thank you for showing it on your face. And Rozan is upset because Governor Ned Lamont told me to calm down. To which I was like, what?
This Ninja, your voice did not have an inflection. You didn't get, you stayed even tone. Calm down. Echo me? White people can't say that to black folks. That's racist. That's racist.
We're going to play the audio when we come back, so stand by for that.
He called you the N-word.
No, he did not.
I mean, that's akin to calling you the N-word.
Like I said, I told you that this administration and many of the people in here, dealing with black folks is, akin to defusing a bomb. I know that, and I didn't take advantage of it. And it will be, I wanted to make sure that the folks at the front office here at WTIC know that my questions are always respectful, and I have video and audio proof that it is always respectful. Now, I did have to check Matt Lesser again, and I told him, do not interrupt me. I don't know who these guys think they are, but they really, really do act like they're exalted rulers of people. But when I have to tell these people, do not interrupt me when I'm asking a question, do you not understand do not interrupt me, okay? Just make sure that you understand it. There's a role here. I know what everybody else in the news media does, okay? So do we understand? Let's compare and contrast. The news media here cares about access to you, so they will treat you like you are some celebrity. I do not care about your so-called self-imposed celebrity status. It means nothing to me. Your job is to serve me. You serve me. You understand that? And so when I talk to you, I am not talking to you like fumbling the camera, like the reporter who you'll see next to me while he was answering the question was all scared like he was talking to the king. I don't play by those rules, okay? You are not better than me. You are not above me. There is no hierarchy here. And if there is, to be honest, I'm the ruler here. I'm the one asking the questions. You answer to me. You don't think you do? Well, next time you show up at a press conference, you're just going to have to learn the hard way. And the rest of you journalists out there, get it through your thick heads. These people answer to you, okay? They are not benevolent rulers of you who have allowed you access. You get in their face and you ask them the questions, and you have to be as diligent as you can to make sure that you are not talked over or disrespected. And if I have to lead the way, I will. When we come back, we'll play the audio of me asking the governor about people of color being afraid to vote when we return. Stand by. It's Reese on the radio.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with a family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 2:30, 65 degrees and cloudy skies in Hartford. I'm John Silva. John Maduco was being investigated for sexual harassment at the time he resigned his position last month as interim chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities. CSCU released information to that end today. Some of the images were suggestive text messages to a female employee, as well as images and emojis. Maduco resigned a day after he was placed on administrative leave on April 23rd. Tonight, Connecticut Democrats and Republicans will kick off their two-day conventions to nominate candidates for summer primaries and ultimately the fall elections, on the heels of the news that rocked the political landscape around here Thursday that Aaron Stewart was dropping out of the GOP race for governor. State Senator Ryan Fazio and former New York Lieutenant Governor Betsy McCoy will vie for the party endorsement for governor. On the Democratic side, Governor Lamont is seeking a third term. He's being challenged by Hampden State Rep Josh Elliott. Republicans are gathering at Mohegan Sun. Democrats will convene at the Bushnell in Hartford. A fourth lawsuit has been filed against the Avon Daycare Center, where a former employee stands accused of sexually assaulting several little boys. Giancarlos Barrios Otero remains jailed on the charges. He assaulted the boys aged 3 to 5 years. BrightPath has since shuttered that Avon location. President Trump has wrapped up his summit with officials in China.
Called this a successful trip. He said that the relations with China remain strong. And one thing he was careful to do throughout his entire time here was to really praise President Xi and to talk about how they were, had a great relationship and they were good friends, and that he didn't really care about sort of the political consequences of saying that.
Police in Hartford investigating an overnight shooting. They say they got the call to an area of Weston Street just after 3 this morning. Man in his 40s was found suffering from a gunshot wound. Injury said to be non-life-threatening. There's no word yet on suspects or a motive. And there will be added police presence this weekend at the West Farms Mall. Farmington police say they've become aware of social media posts about a planned teen takeover on Saturday. Farmington PD is coordinating with police in West Hartford and mall security to ensure things don't get out of hand. WTIC News Time 2:32. Here's Bob with the forecast.
Clouds, some sun, and some pop-up showers around this afternoon. Temperatures getting into the low 60s in most areas. Tonight looks partly cloudy, lows 45 to 50 degrees. The weather becomes much nicer over the weekend. How's that for timing? Sunshine tomorrow, high 75 to 80. Increasing cloudiness Saturday night. Slight chance for a shower, mild, lows 55 to 60. Mostly sunny Sunday, warm, highs in the low to possibly mid-80s. It's partly to mostly sunny Monday, the high near 80 or so. Mostly sunny and hot Tuesday. Highs get into the upper 80s and low 90s, plus there's somewhat higher humidity by Tuesday as well. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Checking traffic in Wethersfield, northbound 91. We've got backups between exits 23 and 27 due to a two-vehicle crash in the left lane. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Brian Shackman here for Certa Pro Painters. Now is the time to do it. If you've been putting it off, Certa Pro Painters can provide that free estimate. They can do it quickly and at the right price. I can tell you they did my kitchen, and it was phenomenal. You never have to wonder about what's next. Certa Pro Painters, they give reliable updates, and they're always in communication. And listen, schedule your free estimate online right now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each Certa Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. 1 in 3 retirees wish they'd started saving sooner. Don't leave your future to chance. Stay informed on the latest financial issues that could impact your retirement, from taxes to rising healthcare costs. Be sure to tune into Money Wisdom Saturdays at 8:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Everyone needs to have at least one person in their corner in life. When you don't, it's an extremely lonely and frightening place to be. But knowing you have that one person gives you peace and hope. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Since 1988, myself and my firm have been in so many corners for so many clients for so many years. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason, and it's not even close. We fought like hell for you. We fight the bullies, automobile insurance companies, the makers of unsafe products, medical providers who injured or killed their own patients. It has been such an honor and made my life complete. If you ever need us, it's easy. On your mobile device or computer, visit forthepeople.com, and then we get to work 24/7. Whether you're hurt in a car crash, injured on the job, or have questions about your Social Security, we're here for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well,
getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds. Have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Hey, by the way, if you are interested in seeing it sometime today, you're listening on the radio, go to ReeseOnRadio.com and check out today's program on YouTube. You will see something a little weird in the video, and that is Rozan and I are wearing our T-shirts with our animated caricatures of ourselves.
See mine.
They can. Oh yeah, no, they can see yours perfectly. So I got these made at the mall. Real simple. It's just a screen that they put on, and I love this picture. A lot of people who we posted online was like, "Oh, those are nice," and I went, "You know what? I'll make a shirt like this for Rozan to wear when she shows up on Friday." So we're wearing it together. She, of course, mocked it and said, "Don't we look a little queer doing this?"
That's not the word I used, but yeah, we'll go with it.
And I said, I don't care. I'm like, I can do kind of silly, corny stuff with you that I normally wouldn't do.
Right, but I don't want people to get used to this. This is not likely to ever happen again, where we are
You were so
matching.
happy. I surprised you by putting it on the bed on Saturday.
Wonderful.
And because I went to go pick up the boy who's here sleeping in the car. Weird.
He's a teenager and he's an adult, so don't worry.
He gets tired walking somewhere. But anyway, he'll be here during the show in a little bit. So I put that on the bed, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, is this? You just had this made?" And I'm like, "Look over on your side of the bed." She was like, "Huh," because we have a king size bed, and she can't see further than I
can't see over
it. She can't see further than a queen. So she looked all the way on the other side of the king size bed, and she saw that. She was like, "You got me one too?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Why would I not get you one?" So I planned it for both of us to wear this shirt. And what was that, Saturday, right, when I bought it?
Yes.
Yes,
it was
Saturday.
one of my Mother's Day presents.
Yeah. So we're now wearing them. So.
But don't get used to us in matching outfits. This is.
Yeah, we don't do this at all.
We'll never do this again.
Never do this.
We'll
Never.
coordinate, but we won't match. We're grown-ups.
So I told you folks that Ned Lamont had made a claim about how there are people of color who are afraid to go out to vote. And my argument here was, I know what Ned Lamont meant to say, but he used people of color. He should have just said Hispanics. But the artful dodger he has to be, unfortunately, he fell flat on his face when he said it. Now, unfortunately, there may be some black cameramen out there, but there are no black reporters here in Connecticut. I think with all of the DEI that all these folks are promoting, you'd at least have one black reporter somewhere. I've not seen him. I know you can have him in the anchor chair because you don't want black people to be outside in the elements because that would be racist. Although you should have a beat reporter. No, I mean, black people need the air conditioning and the heat. You know what I'm saying? You can't put black people out on the field.
Right. Jazzy Crocker-Spit said that you ain't putting us outside again.
That's right.
Right.
So you don't put black people out in the field because here in Connecticut that might be deemed, racist. So what I have to do is be the black guy who goes out in the field willingly. So that's why I went out there. So Lamont, who again said that people of color might be afraid, but he tried to deflect. And again, this is one of those classic cases where he thinks he's the governor. And he can say to me, it's not about that. No, it is about that. Pay very close attention. I'll play it twice for you because this is on the radio and I know you're going to need to hear it several times, but I'll play it twice. Here's the exchange.
Governor, a couple of weeks back you said that people of color perhaps, maybe all things being equal, may not want to vote because they're scared. What do you mean by that? What people of color are afraid of?
I don't know about that, but I will tell you that I think...
Well, it's your quote.
If I can finish, please.
Yes, sir.
He said, I don't know about that. But it's your quote. What do you mean you don't know about that? That was your quote. I don't know about that.
I think there is some fear out there right now. I think of the fact that the Trump administration is asking to see our voter rolls. The fact that ICE may be hanging around some of the voting areas is giving people some pause.
What people would be afraid to go to the polls if ICE is there?
I think people that feel like ICE may be targeting folks like them. That's what I...
Based upon the color of their skin is what you're saying?
Potentially.
The evidence of that is what?
Pardon?
The evidence of that is what? You're saying that people might be scared. That was your assessment, that people of color might be afraid, and you wish for them not to be afraid.
For example...
Rozan is really angry about that. Just relax. Just relax. I have not lost my composure. I'm just trying to reiterate his quote and what he is assessing. So I'm leading him down a path, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm leading him to say what I want him to say. And he's trying to avoid it.
Just relax.
As much as possible.
Relax. You're getting, a little aggressive there, black man.
I'm doing everything I can to encourage Hispanic kids to stay in school and come back to school. Okay. I think there's some natural fear, perhaps, that ICE may be around. It's not a big fear, but it's out there.
Now it's not a big fear. You hear the walk back? Now it's not that much of a big deal.
And he's encouraging Hispanic kids to go to school.
Yeah,
because of ICE and voting. School.
What happened to that young man at Cheshire High School just last month? Those are the ways I'm trying to give people confidence. I want you to vote. I want you to know you can vote safely. We have early voting, no excuse, absentee balloting now. Don't let people scare you. Make sure you exercise your right to vote.
Do you think that there should have been some specificity? Because when you say people of color, you're talking about black people as well. So the question is, would black people be afraid when you say people of color, or were you trying to sort of work around the edges when you really meant Hispanics?
I think you're overrating. I think there are a lot of people...
I understand the definition of people of color, as do you. So people of color...
I think there are a lot of people who feel like...
Now, okay, this is the Artful Dodge, right? Remember, he said people of color. I never said people of color. And all I asked him was, didn't you really just mean Hispanics? And then he says, I'm reading too much into it. No, I'm not. You know the definition of people of color. I know you do. People of color does not mean Hispanic. It means all people of color. So would black people be included? You should. And I asked, shouldn't there have been some specificity? Okay. So again, as I always try to tell folks, and Rozan and I were having this discussion as well. And this is why she was so articulate in her breakdown with Mayor Arunan. She knows the subject. She knows the answers before they're given. That's how you really make your case here. So that's what I'm trying to do to Governor Lamont. I need him twisting in the wind because he knows what he said was wrong and he needs to correct it. He just doesn't know how.
I think you're overrating. I think there are a lot of people...
I understand the definition of people of color, as do you. So people of color...
I think there are a lot of people who feel like they're at risk in this administration right now. I mentioned Hispanic people. There's a lot of noise about DEI and mocking people of color. I care about that. I think
He says, people of color, he notions to me.
He
did. He went. He
wow.
said people of color.
Does he even realize how racist that's like? That is body language does not betray, right?
I know.
That.
I know.
Wow.
Hold on.
Just relax.
some people take that to heart and feel that this is not necessarily an administration that's looking out for them. I'm just trying to say here in Connecticut, we care about you. We're looking out for you. You can go to school safely. You can vote safely. And you go to the courthouse safely. That's what we're trying to do.
Thank you, Governor.
So, yeah, I mean.
Relax. Just relax.
I thought it was a little weird that he didn't know how to deal with that question.
In his defense, you are 17 feet tall. He's looking up at this big, huge black guy who's asking him about you calling us you people? Because that's what I heard was you people. And he's like, but that's all, folks. Like, he Porky Pigged it the whole way through.
Well, again, his people.
Calm down.
This is the reason why I tell his people, listen to this program, right?
What do you mean by his people?
What do I mean by his people? The whites, Rozan, the whites. It's actually, no, it's a good point. I didn't, you know what? I'm such a bigot, I didn't think about it when I said it.
Still, I got my Democrat ways about me.
But yes, that's actually really good. His people should pay attention to this program. One, because they know I'm going to show up. They see me there. Now, it would be wise if when they see me at the press conference, they know what I talked about, and they'll go, hey, Reese is here. He's probably going to ask about this. He mentioned it on his show. Here's how you answer that question. They don't know that because, again, as I said to one of his buddies there, the guy who's sort of his body guy, when I show up and I go, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, what's going on here? And he's like, well, are you guys going to come to the show? Oh, we'll be really, really busy, and we've been really, really busy going here. Now I'm like, okay, fine, the whole 9 yards. And then he looks at me and he says this, and this is how I knew that they don't pay attention. He looks at me and he goes, hey, that was really surprising to see you out in Torrington. And I was like, for Friendly Hands Food Bank? And he goes, yeah, we weren't like.
Oh, I remember when he said that.
And he goes, yeah, we weren't really. What's your deal with Friendly Hands Food Bank? And I looked at him and I said, I've been supporting Friendly Hands Food Bank since 2022. I said, and I was an invited guest for the ribbon cutting. You didn't know that? And he goes, oh, no, we didn't know that. So again, I'm like, not paying attention to my program. So then I got on Tim and I said, hey, Tim, why'd you cut me out of the little ad you did about Ned Lamont going to the Friendly Hands Food Bank? And he was like, oh, we didn't do that on purpose. We put you in the main photo that we had. And because Matt Sorois, our sports guy here from Brian in the Morning, he sent me a text. Well, actually, no, he tagged me in the post. And he said, hey, man, they cut you out of the ad because he knew I was there, as did everyone else. But Governor Lamont didn't want me a part of it.
Weren't you the only black person there, too?
That
seems a little racist.
Is a reason why I married her, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I remember that you're black.
Yes,
got the T-shirt to remind me, just in case.
That's right. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. Rozan is going to break down this charity that was receiving $5 million that was offered by the Lamont campaign, which is nothing more than a Santa Claus giveaway, and why Rozan was so up in arms about the fact that this NGO is getting that money when they can do so much more to get homeless people off the street. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Stand by that for about 3 o'clock. I understand that Chris Lancia is coming in as well at 4 o'clock. He was supposed to be in yesterday, but I think he thought he was supposed to be in today. So we'll finally honor him being on the program in a little bit. And we'll have the boy, Ellis will be here. We'll talk to him a little bit on this Friday edition of Reese on the Radio. Stand by. We'll be back with more news and more views. It's Reese on the Radio.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you a commercial building owner in Southern New England? Are you frustrated with your roof services? Contact Eagle Rivet Roof Service today. Our skilled technicians provide tailored roof repair and maintenance programs to maximize your building's lifespan. With 24/7 emergency response and comprehensive service options, we are Greater New England's trusted commercial roofing provider. Visit EagleRivet.com for a complimentary inspection or call 860-953-1231. Protect your investment with Eagle Rivet.
Tune in to How to Retire with Fuchs Financial.
The main thing for the majority of the listeners out there who are approaching retirement is I don't want to be surprised.
Helping you build, preserve, and manage your wealth.
You've got Roth IRAs, you have individual accounts. And finding the right taxable strategy, that's going to be huge for you.
Tune in to How to Retire with Ben Fuchs, Sundays at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. right here on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Now, I just saw a message from Reggae Don, and he said something that I want to address. Rozan, I want you to chime in on this if you'd like to.
OBKB.
But let me just read. He says, I'm really concerned about this enemies list that you and Rozan are racking up in Connecticut. And why are you rolling your eyes? Don't roll your eyes. He's a legitimate concern.
Do I have an enemies list?
I don't think you. No, meaning that, what, in essence, because we're going
ending
out
up on somebody's list?
Yeah, we're ending up on someone's, like every person's list that we are coming out to confront. Now, what Reggae Don is talking about sort of forgets a very important point. And I want to address this, but we have to go all the way back. And I always let history be our guide. One of the biggest problems with the Trump administration as it pertains to the press was that what he was doing on the stump was calling them the enemy of the country or the enemy of the state. And him saying that they were lying and they were, fabricating stories and doing anonymous leaks of sort that were happening and they weren't really talking about the truth, and they were lying to the American people. And their argument about that is always that, look, we're the press, we are trying to inform the people, and him making us enemies to the people, they're the ones who are distrusting us, and they're attacking us now because he has put a target on our back. That is what the press said. And because he called them the enemy, they fought back harder. Many of them saying, we reserve the right. We're the fourth estate. We are the ones who get, They were the ones who said that they must do their job. They must, no matter what, without currying favor. They had to, without fear or favor, they had to do their job. And they didn't care if this president was going to call them this, that, and the third. They're going to continue to fight against this administration. We had the Washington Post, whose tagline is "Democracy dies in darkness." Right? That's what they said. And that is supposed to be an affront to the Trump administration, right? Which they're saying that it is our job to oppose this president and what he is doing. So why am I not regarded the same way as the Washington Post? Why am I not regarded that way? Why are you not regarded that way when we go out there and we hold the public officials accountable for what they do and how they spend the money here?
Right. I think it's easier to vilify something with which you disagree, right? The assumption that we somehow don't care about homelessness, that we somehow don't care about health care, that we somehow don't care about the well-being of immigrants, right? It's easier to take one word and twist it just enough to make it look like, oh, look at that. They're so anti-everything. That's fine. Did you ever maybe stop and take into consideration that I love people enough and I love Connecticut enough and I love my country enough to call out crap when I see it?
That's right.
And I'm not going to just willy-nilly randomly pick up some crap and say, oh, no, I'm coming at you with evidence. I'm coming at you with documented evidence, and I'm asking you questions based on what already exists. I'm not crafting anything out of thin air.
Right.
So when I come to you with your own words, your own actions, and your own failures, you can't be mad at me. You can't be mad at me for your failures. You're mad at me for calling you out on it. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. My enemies list, if I'm chalking up enemies, I'm a quote Jazzy Crock of spit one more time. If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing nothing.
That's right.
I'm doing something. I love Connecticut. I want to buy a home here. I would love for my grandbabies to one day be here. I would love to grow old here. And that only happens when my government, my local government, is held accountable to me. Ned Lamont is not my leader. He's a representative of me. And he doesn't represent me, therefore he needs to be gone. All of these NGOs, gone. Because these people are here to represent me. They're here to represent you, not the, existential pieces that they think are so necessary. Me, the person, the taxpayer, the homemaker, the 100% disabled retired veteran, the hungry person, the unhoused people. That's who he's supposed to be representing, not throwing money into creating new organizations that are going to be equally feckless. That's my tirade.
No. That's I think it was absolutely perfect. I think it was fantastic the way you worded it. I knew what you were going to say. Weirdly enough, I knew you were going to say that you love Connecticut, and that was the reason why you spoke up. But I needed you to be here enough, which is now, 7 months we're in here?
Yeah.
7 months you're in here.
I love it here.
And you love it here the same way I did some 22 years ago.
People here are so nice. I mean, you're like, oh, you came from the South. Yeah, I came from the South. But people here are so nice. So willing to help, so kind, so willing to just talk to strangers. I love it here.
We got to take a break. Let's get to John Silva. He's got more news about Dr. Mandingo. So stand by for that.
What?
Yeah. You out there listen to John Silva when he gets here. John Silva's here. He's in the WTIC newsroom.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock. We have 65 degrees under mainly cloudy skies, a break or two of sun, maybe a shower, could be heavy where it does rain. We'll have the forecast details from meteorologist Bob Cox coming up. The state Republican convention set for today and tomorrow morning at Mohegan Sun. Delegates will endorse GOP candidates for Congress and the state's constitutional offices. Here's WTIC's Dave Maker.
Sacred Heart political science professor Gary Rose says Republicans again face a tough test against the state's 5-member congressional delegation, or 4 members plus Luke Ronan. all Democrats.
They are entrenched. They have a lot of money. They have name recognition.
But State GOP Chair Ben Proto sees possible wins in at least 2 districts.
So I think the 5th is always the most interesting, given the numbers that exist there. And then I think the other most winnable district, obviously, is the 2nd. Joe Courtney is formidable, but when you look at the numbers, that's another district that has opportunity.
Former Navy SEAL Chris Shea is one of 4 candidates to face Johanna Hayes in the 5th District. George Austin of Suffield is likely to face Joe Courtney in the 2nd. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
And the GOP convention will take place at Mohegan Sun. Democrats hold their convention this weekend at the Bushnell. Governor Lamont seeking a 3rd term. He's being challenged within by State Representative Josh Elliott of Hamden. The former interim chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and University System was reportedly being investigated for sexual harassment at the time he tendered his resignation. John Maduco is alleged to have sent a female CSCU employee sexual emails and pictures during a 2-year period. They included memes, emojis, and in some instances, crude comments about the employee's appearance. Maduco was placed on administrative leave on April 23rd. He resigned the next day. Mass casualty response is underway after an explosion at a lumber mill in Searsmount, Maine.
Multiple firefighters injured after explosion, burn injuries.
More from reporter Brian Sullivan at the scene.
You've got state police, you've got just about every law enforcement agency in the area here going to and from the scene. We were passed by multiple different fire departments trying to help, do whatever they can. It has been confirmed this is a mass casualty incident. We don't have any information beyond that.
Harvey Weinstein's rape retrial has ended in a mistrial.
The jury deadlocked. The former Hollywood mogul has been convicted of other sex crimes on 2 U.S. coasts and remains behind bars. But the mistrial leaves the New York rape charge in limbo after 3 trials. A majority male Manhattan jury weighed whether the former movie mogul raped a woman in a New York hotel in 2013.
That's correspondent Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump is headed back to Washington after his summit with China's leader.
Beijing is framing this summit as a stabilization of ties between the 2 countries. China saying that, or positioning that it met the U.S. on its soil, it matched the U.S., didn't back down on key issues. A message as much for his own people who are watching, but also a message to Trump that China feels confident enough to stand up on those key issues like Taiwan.
That's correspondent Ramy Inocencio reporting. There will be an added police presence this weekend at West Farms Mall. Farmington police say they become aware of social media posts about a planned teen takeover on Saturday. Farmington PD is coordinating with West Hartford's police department and West Farms Mall security to ensure that things do not get out of hand. WTIC News Time 3:04. And from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network, as we begin the roll home for this Friday, looks like an earlier crash in Wethersfield has been cleared. We still have some delays, though, to report on the eastbound side of 84. Backups beginning at exit 43 in West Hartford. That'll extend right out to 51. Over on the westbound side of 84, the congestion begins at 56 and extends out to 46. Northbound 91 out of Rocky Hill, backups from 23 to 27 headed into the city. Southbound, we've got volume delays out of Windsor from exit 35B down to exit 32. Bob Cox is in with the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
We'll see clouds and some sun this afternoon. There will be scattered showers out there, and a couple of these scattered showers could be moderate to heavy briefly in a few towns. Temperatures reaching highs in the low 60s, maybe as high as 64 or 65 with enough breaks of sun. And tonight it's partly cloudy, lows 45 to 50 degrees. Saturday, a nice sunny day, high 75 to 80 tomorrow. Increasing clouds and mild tomorrow night, slight chance for a shower, lows 55 to 60. Mostly sunny and warm Sunday, highs in the low to mid 80s. Partly to mostly sunny Monday with a high around 80 or so. And it's mostly sunny and hot Tuesday with somewhat higher humidity, highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Cloudy skies and 64 right now in Hartford. The retreat on Wall Street continues as the Dow is down 486 points. The Nasdaq's down 298, and the S&P is off 71 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Coming up with Rozan's in-depth investigation into Mercy House and the homeless situation there. That's coming up in the next half hour. But there was a story that we heard about, and John Silva just mentioned it during the news break, that police have been alerted to a possible, I don't know, what are they calling it? About the kids that are showing up at West Farms Mall.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm calling it the bus people takeover.
Yes.
It's a group, it's a teen takeover.
Yeah, a teen takeover. That's the term. And police officers are going to be there.
From
in
Farmington
fact,
and Hartford.
And in
both.
Hartford at 1 o'clock because of social media chatter that says that this is supposed to happen.
This is what happens when you don't beat your kids. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean.
The part that I don't seem to understand about this, okay, is why kids would think that no one is watching the chatter online.
They don't think. I mean, that was your first problem, was to think that they think. If that
like what? Like showing up there for what?
Remember the day when I was totally smooth-brained and we're walking through the mall? Smooth-brained, by the way, ladies. The more wrinkles your brain has, the more intelligent you are. I was totally smooth-brained when I'm with my husband. So we're walking through the mall, and I'm just, that making my way down. Yeah, that was me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you just stop. Reese just stops, and he goes, "Oh, my God, did that just happen?" And I'm like, huh? What happened? I'm like coming out of La La Land.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, some guy had walked into, was it Zoomies?
No, PacSun.
PacSun walks in there and an armful of clothing and just walks right out.
Well, he kind of jogged.
Well, did he full on sprint?
No, he did not.
He was like,
he kind of walked very fast. He speed walked.
I'm
or sped.
doing me.
Yes.
I'm living my best life.
And he just grabbed a handful of sweatpants, I think.
And just moseyed on out of there.
Exactly.
And I missed the whole thing, but Reese was like, did that just happen? That's what they think. They believe, and I keep seeing these videos of these kids who believe that they are entitled to shoplifting and theft because corporations make enough money that they won't miss it.
I don't think, although I don't believe that these kids intend to shoplift, although many people will take that or make that opportunity available to themselves because they think in all of the confusion, somebody might not be able to stop them. However, what usually happens at these events is someone brings a gun. That's without a doubt because they're young people. They always bring a gun.
It is they're, how do I say this?
Because they know that rival crews are going to be there, and so someone always brings a gun.
You are more likely to see it amongst certain demographics.
Yep.
Of certain socioeconomical classes.
You know, first of all, the report doesn't say that it's going to be black teens, although we know.
I didn't say black teens.
No.
Wow, you just went
I'm just
there.
going to tell the truth. We know it will be black teens, and they will be there. Rival crews will show up there because not only they're not bringing a gun there to use it, they're bringing a gun there because they, in their view, think they have to because they're going to be rival crews there or somebody they have beef with, and that person will more than likely take a shot at them. And these kids can't aim anyway, so some innocent bystander is going to catch a bullet.
Parents, do not take your little ones to the mall today or Saturday.
Saturday.
Because babies and strollers tend to be the most
vulnerable.
Yeah, so just don't do it.
But the part that, again, makes me angry about this is no one will even address this issue in a way that is meaningful. What do I mean? Locking these people up and throwing away the key. Because, you know, I'll go this far. There are not enough people out here who will call what these kids are doing terrorism. Because that's what it is. What's their purpose for being there? It's called a takeover. All right? And a takeover of any public space where the public is going to be is a means to disrupt and to terrorize.
Its whole premise is to terrorize,
Exactly.
instill fear. That is one of the key tenets of terrorism.
Right.
There's so many different organizations that have their own variations, but that is one of the major tenets.
The fact that police has to be present at this event, the reason why there's an uptick of police presence at the mall, or at least scheduled at the mall on Saturday at 1 p.m., is because the public might be in danger by these animals who are going to be there. And I say animals because they don't care about the rest of the people, and they don't care about human life for that matter. Now, I know these kids are probably saying to themselves, oh, we're just coming by to have a good time. You know what? Not all of you are. Not all of you are out there for that. And a lot of you will see your rivals from school. You'll see your rivals from the neighborhood. And you people will start beating the hell out of one another. And then someone always has to pull a gun. They just do. And they don't care where they fire. And they don't care who they hit. And they always run. They don't stand there as bold as they come to the place. They don't stand there with the gun in their hand and say, yeah, come and get me. No, they usually run like the cowards they are. Okay? They usually run while they're shooting because they're cowards. But something must be said for these groups. And they have to start being charged with terrorism. And another thing, legislators, I know you brought a whole lot of minorities into your caucus. You made sure you elected as many black and brown people as you could.
Women, transgender, midgets,
Whatever.
amputees, the whole nine.
I get it. And the reason why was because they get to legislate a lenience policy for the very people who are going to be committing these crimes on Saturday. And you will allow these animals to go right back out and plan it again because they know that you will not punish them. You keep forgetting that these bozos watch the news just as much as anyone getting traffic and weather. And when you start telling people or start telegraphing to people that you are not going to punish them, that you're going to treat them like a bunch of ne'er-do-wells who don't know any better, who need a hug and not handcuffs, you're going to get more of the same. I want to talk to a guy who's actually filmed police officers walking in with AR-15s. He just reposted it about a day ago. Mark Walsh, Mark in West Hartford. What's up, big guy?
Yeah, so I'm glad you touched upon, political leaders, because they're silent on. And first of all, this incident that you're hearing about on the news, WTIC's covering it, television, it's even in the paper today.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? My son works in one of the stores in the mall.
Oh, wow.
I called him yesterday and I said, hey, did you realize that this is going on? Did security come by and talk to your manager? So we talked with a manager who I know, and she goes, no. Well, later on, they got a hold of security and they said, hey, we just found out on social media and the local media that, you guys are going to, you along with local police, Farmington, New Britain, West Hartford, are going to have a presence here. Shouldn't you send out an email to the individual stores or come by and tell us, like, we have an action plan just in case things happen?
Yeah.
Because I want to back up to like about 14 weeks ago.
Yep.
They had a takeover. And don't fall for the buzzwords. Rozan, I know you pay attention, but most people don't. It is not a teen takeover.
Right.
We're talking about young adult men and women that have chosen a path of acting like teens. That doesn't mean you get to label them like teens.
That's right.
So let's tell it for what it is. And whether it's the quad and dirt bike parades or these takeovers, what is the makeup? And Ned Lamont will have to get his breakdown of it, but they're people of color.
That's right.
I don't know the percentage. We'll have to find out. But nobody ever wants to bring up the fact of what they're looking at.
That's right.
It's an observation you can see over and over. So now I just want to go. So that was the big takeover, back about 14, 15 weeks ago. Then I go to drop off a car for my son to use. I was going to walk back home. I'm walking out, and I swear 5 cruisers pull up, and they come out with long guns.
Yeah.
Now I'm there like, okay, what is this? I get my camera. I get my phone out. And then one, security guard's like, oh, we're not sure yet. It might be a threat. I go up to a couple cops. Oh, we're not sure yet. I said, you're going to allow people going in and out, though? So for about 5 minutes, I'm witnessing the friggin' Easter bunnies in there. Mothers are walking in with toddlers and strollers.
That's right.
I'm literally going up to them. The firefighter in me is going, ma'am, I don't know if you want to go in here. See these cops with the long guns? Where there's some inside the mall, and nobody knows what's going on. Oh, well, I got to meet my friend in there. I'm like 10 minutes late. I went around the entire mall. This gets worse, though. So now my wife picks me up because this thing turned into something. I'm not walking home anymore. She gets in the car with me. We drive around the entire mall. Every exit had 2 to 3 cops with long guns out.
Wow. And not one person stopped, and they didn't stop the traffic going in and out.
Come on in, it's fine.
And they never reported on it. I actually called NBC because they're 100 yards away from
That's
the mall.
right. That's right.
Nobody even knows about it. Outside of that, those blurbs I put out, I hope people go on Mark from West Hartford. You'll see what just happened a few weeks ago. The fact that they don't have an action plan. So I'm telling you, public service announcement. Customers, stay away from the mall Saturday.
That's
and
right.
For you employees, you better call your boss up. For you managers, ask the store owners, hey, what am I going to do to keep myself and my employees safe, and if there's customers in this store? Right. Literally, there's no action. You know what an action
You know what I
is.
would do?
Well,
Here's what
I'm sorry to go on. But
No.
I
brought you in. I brought you in because I knew that you would reported on this. As soon as I saw you in the phone doc, I was like, Mark knows everything about this, and that's why I told Rozan we were going to talk about it because I knew you'd call. So what they should do, and you're right, they should have an action plan here in any one of these stores, especially where the kids might frequent, a Spencer's, what's that, Loomies, where the boy goes, is that where the boy goes? Zoomies. Yeah, Zoomies, where the boys go. They should, at roughly about 12:45, maybe even 12:30, pull the gates down and just everybody take a lunch break and just hold them off until after about 2, 3 o'clock when the police officers know that it's safe, and then open things up. You're not going to be able to do safe business while these people are out there.
They had to do that on their own. The first takeover about 15 weeks ago, my son called me because, I had the police scanner on listening, and I said, hey, you know that, oh, yeah, we got our gate down. I said, did the security come around? No. Have you seen a cop? No. They knew enough to put the gate down themselves.
Right.
Literally 2 hours later, I'm listening to the scanner. The bulk of them left the mall. Now they're across the street at Corbin's Corner. Now they're accosting people who are trying to dine. There's a couple restaurants there. They're throwing ice and snowballs at a female cop was freaking out in her cruiser. And it got to be an hour later. They still had the gate down. And I called my son. I go, did anybody tell you to open up the gate? Is anything? I literally called West Hartford Police, who then turned me over to security at West Farms, and I said, hey, do you know you have customers and employees locked in stores? Are you guys going to walk through the mall and tell them what to do? That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
And it's a soft target. The security, just think about this, and I'll leave you with this. When you see those security officers, they don't even carry pepper spray. Never mind a gun.
Right.
Somebody goes in there, it's as soft as you can get.
We've been seeing, Rozan and I usually go there. She always gets mad at me because we go up on a Saturday.
I am not going there on the weekend.
She goes, oh, that's right, it's Saturday, bus people. But we will see a couple of officers. We do see a couple of armed officers who are there.
At Louis Vuitton and Tiffany.
That's true. They are
That is
usually
it.
in the area where Louis Vuitton and Tiffany's is. They're not at the other parts of the mall, which is, again, it's not a vast mall, but it's a big enough mall. It needs to be, they need to have a presence there everywhere. But then again, this shouldn't be allowed. It just shouldn't.
It shouldn't be allowed. They don't want the town, again, we have to preserve our image.
That's
so
right.
You're not going to hear one elected official or appointed, the chief of police should have a statement out. We shouldn't get it from the news people.
That's right.
They're not public. Okay, obviously they're serving a purpose, but they're not our public safety officials. We should be hearing from the fire chief, police chief, from the mayor, from our local senator, Derek Slapp, who does nothing. We don't hear anything from these people.
Yeah.
What are you doing to keep us safe?
Because
My
people...
son, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we run the risk of West Farms, which is by far a superior, mall. It's one of the nicest malls we have around town. But they run the risk of joining the fate of the Meriden Mall. They run the risk of ending up like the Buckland Hills Mall. If they don't preserve it, because again, it's the only mall in town. There is bus access to them, and you're going to get the worst of the worst who are going to come in there and they're going to do this. Because I'll tell you, those kids who are showing up or were supposed to be there on Saturday, they damn sure are not showing up by car. They're showing up by bus.
No, so Joe from Simsbury was pissed off because he asked me, he goes, where did they go? I said, the cops literally on the radio, I'm listening to the scanner, were allowing them to get out. I think they even called the bus company to get more
buses to get them home.
They should have got them. They should have gotten. But Joe was right. They should have set up a gauntlet up wherever, New Britain Avenue, or on the way to New Britain, wherever they were coming from, mostly from Hartford. Set up a gauntlet down the street, pull the bus over, and start taking names and pictures of these people and attach them to the things. They were throwing stuff at cops. They did a lot of damage, but they let them go. They literally sat there. It took about an hour and a half to clear like 200 of them out.
When was the
they
last...
literally brought buses in to bus them out of there.
Yeah, indeed. Like I said, I remember just a couple of years ago, the police used to they were just filing charges on people who were doing street takeovers. Weirdly enough, it was the George Floyd type of white protesters that they were charging. But then again, when it comes to these young black kids and brown kids, nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And unfortunately, more than likely somebody ends up dead or shot, which is, again, was the reason why they should be pulling more punches. They shouldn't be pulling so many punches when it comes to these guys. Because, again, everyone ends up in worse shape than they did going into it, especially with situations like this. So.
Well, thanks for letting me say that.
Dude,
I'm
of
not
course.
Joking. I hope maybe one person decides not to go and they go somewhere else. Go to the park with your family.
Exactly.
Stay away from the mall.
Indeed.
It's not worth it. They don't have anything in place to keep you safe. Hey, thanks again. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, man.
Talk to you later.
You got it. Yeah, you got to go. Rozan is like, I'm just going to the mall during the week. Same stores are open.
I will go on a Tuesday or a Wednesday
like 1
between 11 a.m. and 3 a.m. Oh, that reminds me. I was at the mall with the boy. What day was that? I forgot to pick you up.
It must have been Wednesday. I don't know.
No, I think it was Monday.
It may have been.
Anyway, I was walking through the mall and somebody said, Reese. And I turned around and the gentleman was like, I listen to Reese all the time. And I was like, Okay. So
Pointed to you and said that?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So
great.
I'm guessing they recognized my face, but I just thought I didn't get his name, and I was with the boy, and I kind of felt awkward, so I was like,
Yeah. It's amazing where people are listening, right?
yeah. So if you're listening today, hi.
All right, when we come back, Rozan got a lot of information here about this organization that received part of, if not all, what is it receiving? Part of the $5 million?
So there are a number of organizations. It's actually called a bridge to housing.
Right.
So it's sort of literally what it is a bunch of third-party NGOs that don't actually do anything.
Right.
that
Well, don't
are
give away
getting-
the farm because there's a lot of investigation that you put into
yes,
this.
but it's like there's a bunch of organizations that are getting a piece of this. It looks like a total of no, that's the wrong one. It's several. There's not just one organization getting this money, but
Okay.
it's
All right, so when we come back, we will address this and why Rozan was going up against Mayor Arunan and, then having to shut down Senator Matt Lesser as a result because she was trying to get answers about spending millions of dollars on NGOs when indeed the money should be going straight to the people who need it most, the homeless. We'll talk about that when we get back, so stand by for it. Don't go anywhere. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio returns after this on WTIC News Talk 1080.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
If you're in the Hartford area and caring for a loved one with Medicaid, get paid starting today. Freedom Care has already helped over 162,000 families get the care they deserve, with 97% satisfaction and more than 8,000 5-star reviews. If you have Medicaid and are 65 or older, you need to hear this. You may qualify to choose a caregiver you already trust, a family member or friend, and they can start getting paid tax-free. No agencies, no strangers, just someone you know helping with meals, medication, bathing, mobility, and more. This service isn't for later, it's for right now. It's 100% free to you through Medicaid, and caregivers get paid right away after their shift. Find out if you qualify today. Call 860-777-1597. That's 860-777-1597. Don't wait. Call 860-777-1597 now. Again, 860-777-1597. Freedom Care. Get paid to care. Starting now.
Chuck McDowell here with Red Pocket Mobile. How long have you been stuck with the same phone plan? 2 years? 5? 10? Are you tired of surprise fees and confusing bills? Switch to Red Pocket Mobile. With Red Pocket Mobile, premium 5G plans start at just $10 a month. Pick a plan, lock in your rate, and that's the number you'll see on your bill every month. No hidden fees and no long-term contracts. And here's the kicker. Red Pocket lets you choose from 3 major 5G networks, not just one. Pick the network that actually works where you live and where you work. Try one, and if you like it, keep it. If not, switch to another. Never be stuck with a single network again. Plus, keep your phone, keep your number. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
New customers can switch and save 50%. Choose from all 3 major 5G networks with one locked-in low price and no contracts at redpocket.com. Redpocket.com.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. With former New Britain Mayor Aaron Stewart out of the race for the GOP gubernatorial nomination, Republicans will head into the beginning of this weekend's convention with 2 choices. Greenwich State Senator Ryan Fazio and former New York Lieutenant Governor Betsy McCoy. Stewart, of course, dropped out of the running on Thursday after a report from a Hartford law firm detailed years of spending for personal items using her city credit card. She's alleged to have rung up hundreds of thousands on items such as clothing, jewelry, decorations, children's party favors, and more. The Republican convention will be held at Mohegan Sun in Uncasville. In the meantime, Governor Lamont has a challenge of his own as Democrats convene tonight. The governor seeking a third term is being challenged from within by Hamden State Representative Josh Elliott. President Trump is on his way home after the two-day summit in China with President Xi Jinping. On another front, House Speaker Mike Johnson says Trump is trying to get the Strait of Hormuz reopened.
Everyone has an interest in the strait being reopened for commerce, and so you're going to have, I think, international partners who assist with that. We think it comes to a conclusion soon, and I don't think Congress needs to get in the way of the administration as they finish what is now a negotiation instead of a military conflict.
Hartford police say a man in his 40s has non-life-threatening injuries following a shooting early this morning. Just after 3, police got the call, the 100 block of Weston Street. Shooting under investigation. There's no word yet on suspects or a motive. Harvey Weinstein's rape trial has ended in a mistrial. Judge declared a mistrial after the jury deadlocked. The former Hollywood mogul has been convicted of sex crimes on 2 U.S. coasts and remains behind bars, but the mistrial leaves the New York rape charge in limbo after 3 trials. Majority male Manhattan jury weighed whether the former movie mogul raped a woman in a New York hotel in 2013. Defense lawyers argue that the encounter was consensual. And Gina Carano knows it sounds preposterous to return to a sport as dangerous as mixed martial arts 17 years after her last bout. Well, she's doing it anyway when she fights Ronda Rousey in the main event of Netflix's first MMA show. Their bout could be the most watched combat sports event of the year, and it puts the 44-year-old Carano back under the competitive spotlight she left in 2009 when she was 27. WTIC News Time 3:32. Here's Bob with the forecast.
Clouds, some sun, and some pop-up showers around this afternoon. Temperatures getting into the low 60s in most areas. Tonight looks partly cloudy, lows 45 to 50 degrees. The weather becomes much nicer over the weekend. How's that for timing? Sunshine tomorrow, high 75 to 80. Increasing cloudiness Saturday night. Slight chance for a shower, mild, lows 55 to 60. Mostly sunny Sunday, warm, highs in the low to possibly mid-80s. It's partly to mostly sunny Monday, the high near 80 or so. Mostly sunny and hot Tuesday. Highs get into the upper 80s and low 90s, plus there's somewhat higher humidity by Tuesday as well. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Pullback continues on Wall Street with the Dow down 472 points. NASDAQ's down 339 and the S&P so far giving back 77. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Amazon is strengthening its grip over the U.S. supply chain as it offers new freight shipping services to third-party merchants. The e-commerce giant announced it's launching Amazon Supply Chain Services, which provides freight, distribution, fulfillment, and parcel shipping services, including AI demand forecasting and inventory placement models for speed and reliability. Rival shipping and logistics stocks fell on Amazon's announcement. I'm Jason Brooks.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Life unfolds in ways you can never quite expect. A divorce, a death in the family, a personal injury. Each time you are left searching for someone new to trust. But what if you had a full-service law firm that knows you and a firm that can represent all your legal needs? With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Visit bpslawyers.com. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Proud full-service law partner of UConn Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearis is responsible for the content of this ad. Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. And you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Rozan on the radio, Reese on the radio, live for you at WTIC. And so we went to this event today. I got a heads up on a presser that Lamont was doing today in Hartford. And the news conference was to support an organization called Mercy Housing and Shelter. It's at the Elizabeth House on 118 Main Street in Hartford. And, you know, I like supporting organizations that help the homeless. As you know, I've told this story over and over again. You know, I'm a former homeless teenager, spent a considerable amount of time being homeless. And it is important to me what these organizations do to help those who are in need. Friendly Hands Food Bank, who are my friends, I support them wholeheartedly. I tell you guys all the time, help them out. Salvation Army, a newly developed relationship I have with them, and I love those folks at the Salvation Army. This organization I know very little about. So going there, I kind of went in fresh because I wanted to address Ned Lamont about his comments about people of color who might be afraid to vote. Rozan, on the other hand, who goes to every event I send her to, every place we go, when I bring her to a press conference, Rozan starts researching them. It's just her nature to start finding out who are these people, what are they about, and what do they do. Now, I'll admit, she's searching for wrongdoing. Or she wants to know how much money goes into stuff like this, and she found out that there was some money that was going to this organization and a list of others. So, Rozan, tell everybody what your reporting gleaned, what your research has gleaned, and where are we?
Okay, so pardon me. I wanted to start with what is the Mercy House, right? Where are they getting their money from? What do they do? What services do they provide? Excuse me. My goodness, I apologize. So I'm going to start from the top, right?
No,
so the Department of Housing here in the state of Connecticut, that is the Selah Mascara Bruno. She is the Commissioner of Housing at the Connecticut Department of Housing. Her annual salary is $200,000, right? That's important because all of these people that are supposed to be working to end homelessness are making a lot of money, okay? So in order to get into one of these organizations, be prepared to make a lot of money. Her office, just for homelessness, has a budget of $200 million.
Wow.
Okay? But an additional $800 million for housing development.
Okay.
Okay. Remember today they talked a lot about, we're trying to get money to build new houses, and honey, you've got an $800 million budget to build stuff.
Overall, $1 billion is what.
$1 billion is what is at her disposal to build things that could potentially be used to house people, right?
And don't forget that we're looking at a current rate of homelessness at a little over 3,700 people.
Correct. It's not horrible, but then again, Connecticut's kind of small, right?
Right.
Okay, so I asked Grok, how much does it cost to house one person, right? Or one homeless unit?
And that is in the state or in the country?
Here in Connecticut.
Okay.
I don't, unfortunately, for this purpose, I don't care about what's going on in the country.
No, I wanted to know specifically because that question would be asked.
I want to know about here in Connecticut. And they're averaging about $15,000 to $25,000 a year in subsidies to keep one household housed. And that's not a one-time deal. This is annually one housing unit, a family, a person, and whatever. Up to $25,000 a year is subsidized by this this Department of Housing. They have housed a total of 3,938 units, persons, families, since she was appointed in 2019. Okay. They have created 32 rapid rehousing units at $434,000. There is no, and this started in 2019. There is no data as to whether any of those 32 units, meaning rapid apartment buildings, have actually been filled. So they could be empty. There could be people living in them. We don't know. Since 2019,
there's no data. That's really
no data. But that's $434,000, right? I also wanted to know about the people that are being housed there. 18% of the persons being housed there have substance abuse and/or mental health issues.
Okay.
Everybody else, their whole reasoning for needing this rapid housing is, I just can't keep up with the bills. I got it. I've been homeless. I've been hungry. I've had to figure it out. But, $25,000 a year to make sure people can have somewhere to live because maybe they just are underemployed.
Right.
Maybe don't want to get a second job. What is this? Got 708 people. Okay.
That's okay.
So then I wanted to know more about some of the entities that fall under or that the Department of Housing assists, right? And I looked into CCEH, which is the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness.
Are you reading your own handwriting?
I am, but you fix your face. The CEO of the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness is Sarah Fox. Sarah Fox's annual income is $120,000.
Sarah Fox was at this event
That's
at
the
Mercy
woman
House.
who said that she had overcome homelessness herself as a child.
Okay.
But she's now making $120,000 a year. Her organization receives $12 million a year. Here's where it gets really problematic.
Okay.
$819,000 of that goes to other people's salaries. $2.53 million of that money goes to advocacy for emergency administration and training events. Her organization doesn't actually provide any homeless help. She's kind of the guy who says, oh, you need a place to live? Let me get you in touch with someone who knows somebody that can look for a house for you. She doesn't do anything.
So they're liaisons.
They are a third-party NGO that is getting $5 million dumped into them, and they don't do anything.
What about Mercy House? Because there are some people who stay at this
Correct.
place. Okay.
Mercy House. $8.94 million in government money. 86% of their money comes from the government.
Wow.
$7.44 million of that. That was the year before. I apologize. Okay, $8.94 million in government money. $5 million of that goes to salaries.
What?
60% of the money that they get from the federal government, from the state government, goes directly to salaries. 60% goes to salaries.
Are you sure of that?
I am dead
As the boy
behind,
would say.
as the kids would say.
You can say dead ass. That's what the boy says.
$3.44 million goes to services. That's only 40%.
Okay.
So that includes things like food and shelters and, things like that.
Now, we spoke to a young woman.
Right.
Out as we were leaving, Governor Lamont was behind us.
She has been there for 3 months.
For 3 months.
And she said they don't do anything to help with helping them finding a home.
Right. She says that and she was saying the only, because the other young man who'd only been there for a couple of days said he loved it there.
Right.
And she said the place is fine, but they don't help you with housing here.
And I appreciate what you told her.
Mm-hmm.
And you told her to
I
reach out to
told her reach out to the Salvation Army. They
Right.
have plenty of services that might be able to guide her to getting a home.
And their homeless rehousing record is phenomenal.
Yeah,
96 or something?
Yeah,
96%?
Yeah, it's 96%, yeah.
So here's what really kind of bugged me, right?
Okay.
They received $5 million today in taxpayer money. This isn't money coming from the federal government. This is taxpayers from Connecticut giving $5 million to organizations like this that don't actually do anything to help homeless people. They're paying massive amounts in salaries. Not salaries. $5 million that they received today. This comes from the Connecticut Emergency State Response Reserve, which currently has a $500 million surplus. There is $500 million in taxpayer money sitting in an account somewhere that Ned Lamont and his cronies are just willy-nilly tossing out to these NGOs, where 60% of the money goes directly into somebody else's pocket.
Which is the objective when it's around election time. We start doling out this money.
It gets better.
Okay.
In December of 2025, just what?
7 months ago?
Right.
Oh, 6 months ago, sure.
$5.2 million went to these same organizations. So we're looking at organizations that don't actually use a lot of money to help people. It all goes to salaries. And in just these last few months have gotten $10.2 million. When we have surpluses like this, and this is what I really liked about what Betsy McCoy said, when we have a tax surplus, we should not be creating new organizations. This money goes back to the taxpayers. This is my money. This is your money. This is the money of every person who's listening on the radio or watching on YouTube right now.
And I don't understand that in an election year, Ned Lamont should indeed be doing that. If he has this surplus of money that he wouldn't have to do these accounting tricks with saying, like, he gave all of this, like $129 million back to all of the states, and you put a little parameter in it and said, well, you could use this as a tax break, knowing damn well he put nothing in the policy that allows them to do that. Why? Because mill rates are going to go up anyway, so they'll see no difference.
Right. So the reason why this is so intriguing to me is when you look at these organizations, the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness, the Mercy House, and then you go all the way back and ask, well, how does the Department of Housing fit into all of this? Well, the Department of Housing actually creates a contract with these three organizations right now that are getting this money. The Department of Housing creates this contract. They take it to Ned Lamont. Lamont signs it. Then it goes back to the Department of Housing, and this Celia
Machado?
Whatever. She is in charge of drafting the contract, cutting the checks, and dispersing the funds. So this is a dirty little incestuous circle. There is nothing going on here. And if indeed we are sitting at 8,000 homeless people right now, whereas other numbers are saying just about 3,700.
Yeah.
My question is why? If you have $500 million sitting here to end homelessness. You have 25,000 empty homes that are ready to be rented across the state. You have 32 new units that you spent $434 million on. Why do we still have homeless people? And it goes back to the question I asked this morning. Why are we dumping millions and millions into these NGOs that aren't doing anything? They're not fixing the problem. They're just making it worse. And yet these females are walking around in these nice little suits and their red bottom shoes and their hairdresser done hair and their Hollywood makeup, making six figures, and you have the audacity to walk around somebody who doesn't have a place to live. So, I care so much. I just want to put you... How about sacrifice a little bit of your paycheck and maybe do a job that actually could help these people?
We'll take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
I'm fixing to tell you something that the insurance industry does not want you to ever hear. Bullies often delay and deny. I see them sitting on premiums paid and making money and dragging it out for as long as they can. Many times, we're forced to take them to court. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Their high-paid lobbyists are on a mission to make sure that at trial, jurors are not allowed to learn that the at-fault party has insurance, and in some cases, lots of it. I can think of no case in all my years where there was no insurance for the at-fault party. So let's fight back. It's all these bullies understand. Tell everybody you know the truth. If you've been injured in a car crash or hurt at a store or business, visit forthepeople.com. We're here 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund, no fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, weather and traffic coming up with Mark Christopher and the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Was there anything that you wanted to add to this, Rozan, that I missed? For those of you who are just joining us, Rozan did a deep dive on the millions of dollars that Ned Lamont is giving away again to so-called NGOs that are supposed to be getting the homeless off the street. An interesting exchange that you had. You asked one of the ladies up there, in fact, this woman, what was her name?
Sayla.
No, the other woman, the woman who makes the 200.
Sarah Fox.
Yeah, Sarah Fox. You asked her how many homeless people are currently on the street. She gave you a bloated number of 8,000, which indeed the total number is about 3,700.
Correct.
Which I think she was saying the 8,000 to justify the millions of dollars that is going into their pockets.
Right.
Was there anything else that you wanted to add to this that you may have missed?
Absolutely. And this isn't something I missed. It's something I need to say. I need somebody to jump on this and do real investigations into this. We're already looking into that one lady mermaid something.
Who?
She had an NGO. Her boyfriend was somebody big, and he was siphoning her government money. I can't remember her name.
Oh, yeah.
Irrelevant. Regardless, we need to be investigating this.
Mm-hmm.
People need to know where their money is going. And blaming Donald Trump is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Your governor that you people keep electing here in Connecticut is the reason why your taxes are so high.
Yeah. And it's insane that, they kept talking about how the federal government isn't pitching in. But if I'm
$500 million surplus, what do you need the government for?
Right, but if I'm the federal government, I'm going, this NGO has 6-figure salaries in there.
Over $5 million.
And I'm like,
for salaries.
And
at
you
one
want
organization.
me to throw federal tax dollars behind this and not vet where this money is going?
Yeah.
$5
million. This is the Mercy House. This is where we were today.
Yeah.
Those people are making $5 million in salary.
I just, again, I'm wearing the Tunnel to Towers hat today. And what's their deal? Like 95, 98% of the money that they get from your $11 a month donation goes to the veterans that they serve. We need more organizations like this. And I don't even, like I said, I'm no paid spokesperson, but everyone who is involved with Tunnel to Towers knows exactly where the money's going. The background on them is legit. But when you find out the rest of these companies are, like I said, I looked at those women before the press conference began. I thought those women were here with media. Then I thought they were part of the government. To find out that this woman, Fox, is formerly a homeless person, I was going, whoa. If anything, I would probably tone it down on the designer wear, my dear. Like, you got to look the part, because I saw some people there in the audience. Those people didn't look as nice as her.
Nope.
And, they talk about being relatable. I would want to relate to the homeless people that I'm trying to serve.
I will be honest, Ned Lamont looked more homeless than they did.
He sure did.
There are 18 dedicated homeless prevention assistance programs in this country.
Yeah.
In this state.
In the state? And we still got 3,700 and growing.
75 to 100 or plus coalitions to shelter the homeless.
We got to get to the weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good Friday to you, sir.
Well, good afternoon to you, Reese. And if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're traveling on the southbound side of 91 in Middletown, you're slowing from 20 down to exit 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway in Meriden. Northbound side of 91, budget up 21 up to 23 West Street in Rocky Hill. Westbound 84 is tied up 56 Governor Street out to exit 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slows 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley Bridge. 2 westbound is tied up approaching the 84 West merge in East Hartford. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. Look out for an accident. 9 southbound on the New Britain-Berlin line between 35 and 33. The right shoulder's out there. Use caution. If you're traveling into the Waterbury area, 84 eastbound slowing 17 up to the Mixmaster. Again, some slow traffic. 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slowing 691 in Cheshire all the way up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you are traveling on the southbound side of the Parkway, look for delays now from exit 51 into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slowing approaching 46 into the West Rock. 95 south delays 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, we're mostly cloudy, still a couple of showers, and a high of 64. Tonight, we stay mainly clear, the low 48. And as we head into tomorrow, it's a great start to the weekend, mostly sunny and pleasant with a high of 77. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a brief shower or two late as we hit a low of 59. And Sunday will be partly sunny and very warm, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 85. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. More than 1,000 Republican delegates are gathering at the state GOP convention beginning today at Mohegan Sun. They'll be on hand to make their choices for nominees to challenge Democratic incumbents this fall. Here's WTIC's Dave Mager.
State Rep Tim Ackert and Navy vet Matthew Corey face off for the nomination for Lieutenant Governor. John Bolton of Westport is running for Attorney General, and former State Rep Fred Wilms for Treasurer. State Republican Chair Ben Proto calls it a strong slate.
This is a tremendously qualified, ready group of people to take on the campaign, and really looking forward to that. I think we're going to see some good congressional candidates coming out of this weekend.
4 Republicans are competing to take on incumbent Johanna Hayes in the 5th District, including former Navy SEAL Chris Shea of Cheshire and Jonathan DeBarros of Waterbury, who's been critical of state GOP leadership. First-generation American George Austin of Suffield is likely to win the nomination to face Congressman Joe Courtney in the 2nd District. Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
The delegates will endorse their choice for governor tomorrow morning. Ryan Fazio, the state senator from Greenwich, former lieutenant governor of New York Betsy McCoy, remain in the race after Aaron Stewart dropped out yesterday amid allegations. She spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of city money on her city-owned credit card on personal items. Details about the abrupt resignation of the interim chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities system have been released. John Maduco reportedly resigned after he was made aware he was under investigation for violating the policy on harassment. Among the materials released, some inappropriate messages, pictures, and texts, some of a sexual nature, sent to a female CSCU employee. Governor Lamont says the board took appropriate action.
There were some complaints as regards conduct. As soon as we found out about it, we talked to the Board of Regents. They said this requires an investigation. You get right to the bottom of this, full disclosure. And, he left his job almost immediately.
Maduco was placed on leave April 23rd and resigned a day later. Federal criminal complaint is alleging that an Iraqi national planned terror attacks in the U.S. Correspondent Anna Schechter.
They were worried about the attacks expanding beyond Europe, and they were concerned about an attack carried out on U.S. soil, and they were able to record plans of attacking a prominent synagogue in Manhattan. And they have arrested him overseas, extradited him, and he's facing charges here in New York.
Charges include providing support to terror organizations and targeting U.S. citizens. The U.S. is taking steps to indict the former president of Cuba, Raul Castro, this in connection with the downing of planes 30 years ago. That's according to officials familiar with the matter. CBS's Olivia Gazas.
It has to do with a 1996 shoot down of civilian planes flown by a humanitarian group, Brothers to the Rescue, by Cuban fighter jets. It killed 4 people. For decades, the U.S. has maintained that those planes were illegally targeted in international airspace. The Cuban government argues it was defending its own sovereign airspace.
Mistrial in the rape case against a disgraced Hollywood mogul.
I'm Heather Bosch. A jury has deadlocked in the retrial of Harvey Weinstein, who's accused of raping a hairstylist and actress in New York. His attorneys insist the 2013 encounter was consensual. This is the 3rd time the case has gone to trial. As prosecutors decide whether to go to trial again, Weinstein, who has been convicted of other sex crimes on 2 coasts, remains in prison. Heather Bosch, CBS News.
Dow down 541 points, NASDAQ down over 400, S&P down 92. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hartford, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid who needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care will help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member or friend who lives with you and can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists. Just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all, training, payroll, and support. So you can stay safe and comfortable at home. And your caregiver gets paid tax-free after every shift guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Hartford families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 860-530-5203. That's 860-530-5203. Call now. 860-530-5203. 860-530-5203.
Freedom Care, we're here for you. Reese is on the radio. Hey, hey, here we go now. He's on the radio. Hey, hey, one time, hey. He's on the radio. Hey, hey, give it to him now. He's on the radio. Hey, yo, we never finish 'cause the party don't stop. The way we consider the politics, we on top. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio.
All right, we are back on this half of Reese on the radio. Rozan is here. The boy is here. But Chris Lancia is not here. Adam 12, if you want to get on the phone with Homeboy and find out what his delay is. I've literally dedicated a second day to the guy, and he's not here. Does he really want to beat Rosa DeLaura? You know? Does he really want to? I mean, you know, 90% of life is showing up, my friend.
Could her walker not make it over the smooth carpet? Is that why Delora didn't show up?
No, Delora's not showing up. Chris Lancia is supposed to be showing up. We're working on finding out that in the whole 9 yards what the deal is. You know, I had to do something I normally wouldn't do. I actually had to delete someone who said something disrespectful, and I'm a nice guy, but you know, with all due respect, I don't think people really know me. Rozan is the one person in the world, as far as a wife, a woman, a partner, that I love more than anything. And when you say something disrespectful about her, if I ever saw you in public, yeah, I'd do that thing, just so you know. So please recognize when you're around me, never, ever think about disrespecting my wife, my friend. We are not cool like that, and we will never be cool like that. So please watch your mouth. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, man.
You don't want Reese to bring the heat. Trust me.
Dude, they don't understand, Mark. I'm not a nice guy, but Rozan is everything to me. You might as well insulting her. You know, I put it this way: you'd sooner insult my mother than insult my wife. Don't do it. Just don't
go
do
there. Don't even think about it. Because Reese is jacked. Trust me.
I'm not playing.
No, he's jacked. You see Reese in the hallway, man. You move over. You give him space. Because you don't want to be eating sheetrock, man. You got to move over and give him some space. Hey, this traffic report is being brought to you by Whittlesey. And if you're heading into downtown Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. A little slow down by 23 West Street and Rocky Hill, and again 19 down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Northbound 91's a little tight, 21 to 22 in Cromwell. If you're westbound 84, you're tight up 56 Governor Street into the tunnel. 84 eastbound, you've got delays 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 2 westbound's a little slow as you merge with 84 West. 3 northbound's a little tight, 13 B and C in Glastonbury to the Route 2 ramps. Both sides of Route 9 slowing, approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. Now, if you're heading 9 southbound, look out for a crash on the New Britain Berlin line. It's between 35 and 33. The right shoulder is out there. If you're heading toward Waterbury, 84 eastbound delays approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. And again, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slowing, 691 interchange up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Northbound Parkway delays well before 46 up to the West Rock Tunnel. And 15 southbound is slowing 51 down to 50 in Hamden. 95 southbound delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Whittlesey wants your business to succeed. Whittlesey is more than an accounting firm. They're advocates for your business, delivering a robust set of solutions, including audit, tax, technology, cybersecurity, and advisory services. Learn more at WAdvising.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A couple of showers trying to creep through the area, but ultimately it'll just be a few sprinkles tonight. We become mainly clear as we hit a low of 48 degrees, one of the last cooler nights for a bit. As we head into tomorrow, gorgeous start to the weekend, 77 for the high with mostly sunny skies. Tomorrow night will be partly cloudy, a brief shower or two late, and a low of 59. Sunday, we're cranking up the warmth. It's partly sunny, breezy in the afternoon with a high of 85 degrees. Monday will be very warm, sun and a few clouds with a high of 80 degrees. Tuesday, a mix of sun and clouds and a couple of afternoon thunderstorms as we hit a high of 91, which will near the record of 94. Right now, it's 62 in Canton, 59 in South Windsor, and 63 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Make your money work harder for your future. Catch Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 for essential retirement tips. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Being a family-owned business for over 90 years, Modern Plumbing Supply has been serving our customers proudly in a way only a family-owned business does. We're always there for you with premier quality products, great service, great prices, and with a knowledgeable sales staff second to none. A name you can rely on, Modern Plumbing Supply, a family-owned business on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin, open 6 days a week.
Great design with you in mind, Modern Plumbing Supply.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I'm still waiting for Roland. Try it free. And every time I'm disappointed.
That's it. We don't do it anymore. Yeah. Speaking of being disappointed, you know, Roland and I are having this conversation behind the scenes, talking about people with no-show jobs. He's like, "Why can't we get gigs like that?" I said, "Because you're not a scumbag. That's why. Like you would feel bad if you had to collect a $200,000 paycheck to do nothing."
I would feel obligated to do something. I told you I would. Listen, I got 12 tents out here. You could fit 2-3 of y'all in there. 1 bucket. Y'all get 1 bucket. Pay me, something. I gotta do something.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't get $200,000 to be here at WTIC. Stop. You hurt my feelings.
I love you.
But I don't. But the money that they do pay me here, how much do I scrutinize my job here?
You are ridiculous. I love you, but you work way too much. Hey, I'm going to say a word, and I want you to give me your immediate reaction.
Uh-huh.
Vacation.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. See?
So
I feel like you might be underpaid, but you enjoy your job entirely too much. So
Exactly.
I don't know, balances out.
But I'm a results-oriented guy. So the paycheck that I get, like, I'll look at it this way. I look at my paycheck in the future, right? And I know that I look at my job as the paycheck in the future is all based upon the footwork I do today.
Right. You
Remember?
have to set the foundation. The cornerstone has been laid. Now we are building a foundation upon which we are going to build our
Boom.
empire.
And I remember John in our meeting in Blackport. No, not that John. Native American John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember? And we liked him. I remember him giving a share talking about that, the future. He said, don't concern yourself with the future. The future is bright based upon the footwork you do today. And I love that sort of adage. It's like, that's what it is. You do everything here. So if I saw somebody who's making $200,000 and when I look at my results at the end of the day and I'm like, nobody's in a home, I would look at my paycheck and go, no, that's BS. Santana Holmes, the MVP of the Super Bowl, who caught that famous, catch from Ben Roethlisberger where he put his toes down, the NBC. You remember that, right, against the Arizona Cardinals when he caught that? He then ends up going to the Jets, right? He gets traded to the Jets, and he gets this high salary in the Jets, and he's complaining that the quarterback, I think is Mark Sanchez at the time, is not throwing the ball to him, and the offensive line isn't protecting Mark Sanchez. And he gets this big check, and they keep asking him, why is he complaining about the O-line, and why is he complaining about the quarterback? And he goes, because I'm getting tens of millions of dollars and I'm not catching any balls. I got to justify my paycheck. Unfortunately, there are people out here who will get that paycheck and don't care whether or not they have results. Those people are called scumbags.
I remember when Doge was doing their whole thing, one of the things that I saw happen, and people are like, oh, they're cutting jobs at the VA. One of the jobs they cut at the DC VA was a person who showed up 4 times a month to water something like 8 plants, and they were making $52,000
That's
a year.
right. I do remember that.
I would have taken that. Like, I would have gladly taken that job, but
well, we got a text message from City Hall Adam, and it turns out this is what he wrote. He writes, the GOP senators have a contact by the name of Harold Foley, who has been digging into the Connecticut Department of Housing spending just as Rozan was asking questions about the money. Mark Fitch, our friend over at the Connecticut Inside Investigator, has quoted Harold in a recent article, and he asked if it's okay if we get Harold in touch with us. Well, Adam 12 has contacted Harold Foley, and Harold Foley will be a guest on the program next week when he is back in Connecticut because he's out of town as well. So he will be here. Do you have some info on him?
Current issue, Foley has filed a lawsuit against the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority alleging unequal funding, favoritism toward nonprofits linked to the DOH Commissioner Sela Mosquera Bruno, and misrepresentation of funding caps.
Okay.
Seeks damages, previously petitioned for $110 million.
Wow. All right, let's get to the phones. Mark out of Berlin is on the road to the convention. How you doing, Mark? What's up?
Very good. Well, Reese, they are doing something. They're not doing nothing. They are helping their own constituents. They're making sure that they have people at rallies that aren't very important.
That's
and
true.
Denigrate. Yes, so they do work.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
You know what? I did some math on the way in. That 3,700 homeless, you know what a budget of $1 billion does? For every homeless family, it would buy them outright a $400,000 house.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So I did want to comment, you have a no-show from yesterday. Maybe he'll show up sooner today.
Right.
But if Republican candidates are not serious, and I'm going to the convention now with the same message, we have independents who will give Democrats a damn good fight. And I have a very good guy poised to go after Rosa DeLauro if this candidate from the GOP doesn't have spunk.
I got
an
you.
independent party forming. It's called Epic.
Okay. Well, we appreciate that. Now, you're on your way to the convention today. Are you staying overnight? Will you be there tomorrow?
I will.
Okay. Well, you find me, and you'll find me because I'll be one of maybe 3 black people there, so I'm pretty sure you'll recognize me. I'm sorry.
Well, Mike, by the way, my candidate is African-American, and if he's there, I will introduce him.
Well, here's the deal. You'll be able to recognize me because I'm sure you know what your candidate looks like. So if you don't know what I do, I'm sure you'll recognize me. Mark,
all right. Have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you.
You got it. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Thomas in Thomaston. Hello, sir.
Hey, nice to hear your voice. Nice to hear Rozan. Hey, good job, Rozan. You Nick Shirley'd Lamont and his cronies. Good job.
Thank you.
I think we may have to turn that into a thing, Tom. I like that. Yeah. Like Rozan, Nick Shirley'd them. That's great.
I want the term to be Rozan'd them. I want it to be
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I like that.
Tom, what do you got for me?
isn't it time for Mr. Frodo to go back to the Shire and get as bad as Stewart with her money problems? How the Republican Party didn't know that is beyond me. How they did not vet.
Can I actually answer that question? And I'm learning. I was learning this as we were approaching the election year, and I don't think that anyone says it out loud, but I will tell you that this election cycle is acting, the GOP for that matter, or people in the Republican Party are acting independent of the Connecticut GOP. Now, I can't tell you who's telling me this, but I can tell you that that is the sentiment. I've talked to plenty of people who have already said that Ben Proto is a done deal. Again, I will never reveal who my sources are. I will just tell you that I'm so entrenched in the inner workings of what the GOP is doing this time that that's part of the reason why I'm telling people, don't give me this nonsense that we're not going to win. People do not know what they're talking about. They are not, because again, everyone's looking at this race as if it's being run by Ben Proto. It isn't, because if it was, Ben Proto would be, how do I put it? Here's the best way. If this were true, that Ben Proto is going to run the Republican Party into another loss, he would have known what to do with Erin weeks ago as opposed to what happened yesterday. If you look at it, what should have happened and what this statement should have read was that Ben Proto advised the campaign that it was best for the party if Erin stepped down. A leader would have done that. Erin had to be made to do it on her own, and then the head of the GOP responded to her decision and then thanking her for it. The head of the Connecticut GOP should have had the foresight for the party to wrangle everybody together and say, listen, this isn't looking bad. Erin, you need to suspend. We need to coalesce around whoever the candidate is going to be outside of you, because this is going. I don't want to go into damage control. I have to have a preemptive strike to what the Lamont campaign is going to turn this party into if you remain in it. And a leader would have done that. Because he didn't, because he came around the back end, then releasing a statement after Erin had already done what she had done, also did an interview on this very network with Brian Shackman, did not mention, from what I gather and what people are telling me, because I didn't listen to the interview, did not address it, did not make a call for her to suspend her campaign, which is what a leader should do. Instead of looking like you're currying favor with any particular, this should have been a party unifying a message coming from Ben Proto. It wasn't. And that's not just a criticism of Ben Proto. It's a criticism of his leadership, one in which that many in this party, inside the GOP and outside of it, have made about him. And if you don't course correct after loss after loss after loss, and let's not forget, what did they say about him? Somebody called up here the other day, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I will remember it soon enough. But he said the one thing that really resonates with me and should resonate with everybody in Connecticut: how in the hell did you lose so many seats with Biden in office?
Yeah, Reese, but I've had problems with the Republican Party forever. When I got out of the Army in '89, I said, I vote Republican. I'm a Republican. So I switched. A few months later, the head of the Republican Party, I forgot what his name was, Foley or something, he got caught doing illegal stuff. Not one Republican would say, oh, this was bad. He shouldn't have done what he did. Not one of them did that. So I said, screw it. I'm going independent.
Yeah, and again, this is what I've noticed, because I almost feel like Connecticut Republicans have not been able to message in a way that pushes back. I've seen it lately. I give it up to Rob Sampson. I give it up to Stephen Harding. I'm seeing Craig Fishbein, who's doing it more now, more so than ever before, and of course Ryan Fazio. These folks are actually coming out and pushing back forcefully for GOP principles and Republican values. They're doing it now more than they did it 2-3 years ago. I kind of thought that they were conspicuously silent. But I think that there is a comeback. But the reason why that's happening here, Tom, is because it is happening independent from the party failure of the Connecticut GOP. And I think people have gotten fed up.
Yeah, there are enough independents in the state that we could get the governorship. I don't know about congressional seats and stuff like that, but
the message must be clear, though, Tom.
Such a bad job.
Yeah, no,
happen.
but that's the thing, is that when people get out of the way of leaving it to the Connecticut GOP and actually get behind the candidate, because you can be as upset you want to be about Ben Proto. Ben Proto's not going to be the governor. Either Ryan Fazio or a long shot Betsy McCoy is going to be, but nonetheless, it's going to be one of those candidates. Now, if you're going to look at those candidates through the lens of Ben Proto, we're never going to win. Because I'll tell you, neither one of those candidates, I'm telling you that, and if I'm telling tales out of school, they can call me and yell at me. Neither one of those candidates are following the leadership of Ben Proto. They are running their campaigns.
Good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. You got it.
Good weekend, you guys.
Thank you, man. You too. Hey, Sam the man on the street. Sam, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a break coming up real soon. I want you to call me after that break, or after we do the BPS traffic. I'm going to set up your audio. Sam the man on the street doing exactly what the man on the street does. He went down to the West Farms Mall to go ask people, security guards and employees, if they were prepared or ready or even knew about the teen takeover happening tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll play that audio when we get back on the other side of it. But Sam, call me back after the break so we can get you in, and you can tell me about the crazy thing that happened to you while you were getting this audio, okay?
Right on.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Rozan.
I just want to say Ben Proto reminds me of Mush from A Bronx Tale. The guy, he loses at everything. Remember they go to the horse?
Yeah, he says, put him in the bathroom.
Yeah, I can't look at his face. They're at the horse track, and everybody's voting on this horse is in the lead, and he comes out and is like, come on. And I was like, and they rip up there. That is Ben Proto. And the fact that he picked Aaron Stewart should have been the first indicator that it was a trash vote of confidence.
Wow. Like Mush from
A Bronx Tale.
That's
one of my favorite movies. Love that movie.
I didn't even think of that, and now that you say it, it stuck with me.
Yep.
Goodness gracious. We got to take a break. Let's go to
Mush Proto.
Let's go to BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Mark
Don't
Christopher
go
is there. I was going to say Mark from West Hartford. I have no idea why. Mark Christopher is here.
God, why do you got to go to me after you use the word mush? I mean, good Lord.
But did you ever see that movie?
No.
A Bronx Tale?
Gosh.
No. You know me. I'm not very cultured.
Chaz Palminteri, Robert De Niro.
Movie you have got to see. This is like Americana at its finest.
Absolutely. It's a great film.
It is beautiful. It is poignant. It gets a message across. It's chef kiss.
Anyway.
All right. So the character, what's the character's name?
So it's just a character who Chaz Palminteri character says is bad luck, so they keep putting him in the bathroom.
A jinx. He's
a jinx.
Everything he touches turns to crap.
Well, there you go. Well, it has unfortunately in this case for the Republican Party. Hey, if you're traveling into Hartford right now, this traffic report is being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. Westbound 84 is tied up just after 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound is slowing about a mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, some slow traffic 23 in Rocky Hill West Street. And again from 19, or actually now 20 in Middletown down to 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Northbound 91 slowing, approaching 21 to 22 in Cromwell. If you are traveling to westbound, delays from exit 1D up to the 84 West merge. Heading into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy, approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing, approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. And again, 25A down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 tied up approaching 26 to the Mixed Master. If you are southbound on the Parkway, delays from 51 into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slowing, approaching 46 into the West Rock Tunnel in New Haven. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, we're mostly cloudy, still a couple of showers, and a high of 64. Tonight, we stay mainly clear, the low 48. And as we head into tomorrow, it's a great start to the weekend, mostly sunny and pleasant with a high of 77. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a brief shower or two late as we hit a low of 59. And Sunday will be partly sunny and very warm, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 85. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
4:30, 64 degrees. With a light shower in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The state Republican convention is underway at Mohegan Sun. Delegates are convening in wake of the news this week that former mayor of New Britain, Aaron Stewart, abruptly ended her campaign for the nomination after allegations she used a city P card to charge up hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of personal items and meals. That leaves two candidates for the top spot. Greenwich State Senator Ryan Fazio and former New York Lieutenant Governor Betsy McCoy. Dr. Amy Che has been nominated for Congress in the 1st District. The Democrats are holding their convention at the Bushnell in Hartford. John Maduka was being investigated for sexual harassment at the time he resigned his position last month as interim chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and University System. CSCU released information to that end today. Some of the images were of suggestive text messages to a female employee, as well as images and inappropriate emojis. Maduka resigned a day after he was placed on administrative leave back on April 23rd. Taiwan was a major topic of discussion between Presidents Trump and Xi in China this week.
President Trump is facing questions about Taiwan on his way home from China. On Air Force One, the president was asked about the status of a U.S. arms sale to Taiwan.
I'll make a determination over the next fairly short period.
But you're not necessarily going to go ahead. It was your proposal.
I'm going to make a determination. I'm going to see. I have to speak to the person that right now is, you know who he is, that's running Taiwan.
Chinese President Xi Jinping told the president differences over Taiwan could put his country and the U.S. on the path toward conflict. Taiwan is a self-ruled island that China claims as its own territory. The president was also asked if he would defend Taiwan if it came to that.
I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say that. There's only one person that knows that. You know who it is? Me.
The Trump administration has authorized the arms sale, but it is yet to move forward. China opposes the deal. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Police in Hartford investigating an overnight shooting. They got the call to the 100 block of Weston Street just after 3 this morning. A man in his 40s was found suffering from a gunshot wound. Injuries are said to be non-life threatening. And there will be added police presence this week at West Farms Mall. Farmington police say they become aware of social media posts about a planned teen takeover on Saturday. Farmington PD is coordinating with West Hartford Police and mall security to ensure things don't get out of hand. Dow finished down over 1% today to 49,526. NASDAQ lost over 400 points and the S&P was down 92 to end the week. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Last year, 295 trials where we've been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio is here, and I was supposed to do this, but of course I completely screwed it up because I'm never ever prepared when I got so many things to do. I need an assistant.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Stupidest thing I read today, Rozan. This story is crazy. Out in Hillsborough, North Carolina, a couple is now facing a civil lawsuit from the town itself. They accused them of turning their Queen Street home into a magnet for dozens of birds. The town of Hillsborough filed a complaint in March claiming that Kenneth and Linda Ostrand have been leaving out food scraps since at least May of 2024, feeding turkey vultures.
Oh, my.
That's right. Neighbors say the result has been swarms of circling the property, perching on rooftops with the long, sharp talons ripping off roof tiles and leaving behind a foul-smelling mess on cars and houses. One neighbor, Holden Richards, put it bluntly. He says, "They're not good neighbors. I watched them pick tiles off my neighbor's roof and found the tiles from my roof in their front yard." In my front yard, saying that the vultures have done that. He says pretty much every house on the block has called the town about it. The town already updated its wildlife feeding rules. No more scattering food on the ground. The bird feeders now have to hang at least 5 feet up. 5 feet up. And they said that they want a judge to order the Ostrands to stop feeding altogether. Linda Ostrand, who once ran a local wildlife rehab center, calls the lawsuit ridiculous. She defends the birds as nature's garbage disposal.
She's nature's garbage disposal.
Let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He's near the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Vultures. Do we have them up here this far north?
I'd assume so.
No, it's too cold, right?
Just go to the Capitol in Hartford. You don't see it.
Yeah,
we were just talking about that.
When I used to fly in the airplane, when we used to do traffic in the plane, you go over the Capitol and you get that warm air coming up, all the BS coming up from the Capitol, and it would get a little, you get some turbulence right over the Capitol.
The wind drift is coming up.
Yeah, you get those the heat rising and all the bumps from just all the BS going on up there. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound side of 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, some slow traffic 23 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. Again, you're slowing, approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. Now, if you're traveling 91 northbound, you got some slow traffic 21 up to 22 in Cromwell. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound slowing 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 3 northbound delays Putnam Bridge up to 12 B and C as you head to the Route 2 ramps. If you're heading into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury delays 17 up to the Mixmaster. Again, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slows approaching 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Newtown slowing 10 to 11. Southbound Parkway, look for delays now from exit 52 in Hamden all the way down into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway is slowing from exit 42B all the way up to the West Rock Tunnel in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head through tonight, we actually get our skies to clear out a little bit. Could be a sprinkle before then, but overall it becomes a mainly clear night and a low of 48 degrees. One of the last of the cooler nights for a while. As we head into tomorrow, we're mostly sunny. Very pleasant start to the weekend, a high of 77. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a brief shower or two late in the overnight hours, a low of 59. Sunday still looks pretty good here. Partly sunny, very warm. A little breezy in the afternoon. The high is 85 degrees, and we're going to keep it warm on Monday with some sunshine and a few clouds, a high near 80. Tuesday offers a mix of sun and clouds and a couple of afternoon thunderstorms, but the other big story is the high, which is 91 degrees. Right now, it is 62 in Hopewell, 62 in Canton, and 63 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. There are over 500 ways you can take Social Security. It's a little complicated. So how confident are you that you'll get the most out of your benefits? Explore your filing options by calling 1-800-208-SAFE to get your free Social Security Simplified Guide. That's 800-208-7233 to get your free guide.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back, and Sam the Man is on hold. We'll get to him in a second. I was trying to get the audio to forward so I could play it on the computer, but for some odd reason, me and Apple don't work real well together. And
it's because you have one of those weird
Androids.
iPhones.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I do have the audio, so I'm gonna have to do it like the old-timey way.
You're trying to record off the radio.
Yeah, so I can play it here. And Sam got such good audio, like he's right
it's
there.
Very good.
It's really, really good. So as I told you, if you're just joining us, we were discussing that there's supposed to be a teen takeover of the West Farms Mall tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And Mark from West Hartford, who experienced a situation where the entire mall was surrounded by officers with long guns who were, I guess, responding to some threat there, was asking the question at that point that who had been notified, who knows about this so-called teen takeover. What are they doing as a precaution to families and store owners and store employees if indeed something should happen? It is going to be a dangerous situation, more than likely, which will have guns there, because they always do with these teens, of the black persuasion. When they get in these cases, rival gangs, rival crews end up shooting each other, and someone's going to get killed, if not hurt. So Sam the man, who is on the streets, got inside the mall and asked someone inside whether or not they had been addressed at what's happening tomorrow.
I am talking with a young lady who works in West Farms Mall today regarding the possibility of a large takeover at the mall tomorrow. Thank you very much for giving me your time, ma'am. And I just want to know, how do you feel about what's possibly going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, it's definitely not something I haven't dealt with before. I've been working in retail for 11 years, so I do have experience. It's never fun. We have to pull in extra people. We have to, make sure our employees are safe. I've had to pull the gate before with customers in the store. There's a higher chance that we're going to be hit for shoplifting. So it's definitely nerve-wracking. It's definitely something that, we're aware of. But it's also not new, especially in this area.
So I have it on sort of good authority from another fellow in the community whose child works in the mall that the last time there was a mall takeover here, the stores were not notified.
We weren't.
Okay.
So I knew something was happening when I saw people running past the store. So, yeah, this one's a little bit different where we have a little bit of an advance notice. But, yeah, we were not notified at all. I don't know if they knew about it beforehand. This one is a little bit different because they had that notification. Somebody saw the post, and so it got circulated. But I also will say, I got notified through the mall chat that we have with all the store managers. I didn't get notified by mall management or anything.
And do you have any safety protocols that you're aware of that the mall has for you folks to keep you safe?
We have evac routes, and we did have a mall meeting recently, so we kind of know what to do, but it's also kind of just on our best judgment of if I feel unsafe, if I feel like my customers and my employees are unsafe, I'm just going to pull the gate and close.
Awesome.
That's great work. Sam, the man on the street, is with us now. Thank you, Sam. That was good stuff.
Hey, how you doing, Reese?
Hey.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So that was great stuff. Great information that you got. Great questions about her. So you got her to talk for a bit to tell you about what she's experienced. She's obviously been there when this has happened before. I can't help but ask, what was the darn name of that song playing in the background? I'm kidding.
So
I'm kidding.
I have no clue. That was one of the stores that you mentioned earlier, and the woman asked to be anonymous. So
okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna respect that.
No problem. So you were asking this question. How did, I guess, because you had asked the security guard first before you asked this young lady, or did you ask the security guard after this interview?
So I walked into the mall, and I immediately went to the security office to talk to the director of security, who was a very nice gentleman. Mm-hmm. And he said, listen, we are part of a corporate structure. I showed him that I was not recording him, and he appreciated that. And I said, I just would like to ask some questions. He said, well, we're part of a corporate structure, so we really can't have a comment. And I said, well, I understand. Thank you very much. I'm going to go try to find someone to talk to. So I walked down the hall, and I went to a couple of the upper-end stores, mm-hmm. The little blue box store and the Woo Woo Women's store.
Okay.
Sorry. They didn't want to talk about it either. So then I walked down to that kind of younger adult corner of the mall and
right.
walked into a store and found a young lady, and she was wonderful. And when I was done there, I walked out and I went to one of the major furniture bedding stores in the mall.
Okay.
There was no one in it, so I walked in and I talked to the guy, and he said, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Wow.
At which point I went, well, that's interesting. He wasn't management.
He was just a regular employee.
Yeah, just a regular employee. Still, I found that kind of suspicious. He said, well, maybe I better tell my manager. And I was like, okay, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So in essence, you're alerting him to something that he has not been made aware of.
Well, so then walking out of that store, I walked into another security guard and said, hey, do you have a minute for a anonymous interview? And the guy said, no, absolutely not. And he was walking maybe 20 paces in front of me, got on the radio. Next thing I knew, a supervisor for the security force came out and said, you're going to have to leave the mall for solicitation. And I went, what am I soliciting? I'm talking to people inside their private store. You control the hallways of the mall. And I said, I'm not here causing any trouble, sir. I said, these are the questions I'm asking. I'm being incredibly respectful of all of you, and I really don't appreciate your accusations of soliciting. So, I left, but then I wanted to dig a little deeper, so I went to the West Hartford Police Station. West Hartford has hired 10 cops tomorrow on overtime for a 4-hour guarantee. I'm presuming that the 5 other municipalities that mall is in have done the same thing.
Wow.
This
Okay.
seems like a fairly expensive, ruckus.
Yeah. So at least the police department is aware of it, and they are taking taking effective action on this. I call it a threat. I know that some people go, it's not a threat, Reese. It's a threat. Anywhere you slice it, because if somebody ends up getting hurt, you'll be like, why didn't they do something? At least they're being proactive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sam, as always, sir, even when we had you go out and investigate Squirrelgate at Trinity College, you have delivered the goods. We appreciate you, my friend.
Right on. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, man. We'll talk to you soon. Sam, the man on the street, ladies and gentlemen. We've got eyes and ears everywhere. Mark in West Hartford, Sam, the man on the street, Adam 12. We've got our tentacles everywhere, folks.
So I'm looking up solicitation in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
That has to do with sex. What are the elements of solicitation in Connecticut? Commonly refers to soliciting sexual acts.
Stop it! He wasn't selling nothing on the street.
The Connecticut General Statute, subsection 53A-83, specific crime.
He didn't know what he was talking about. It's a security
It's
guard.
Paul Blart! This guy's walking around, he's probably on a Segway with his oversized pants and his orthopedic shoes. He's got a flashlight. Looks to me like you're
soliciting
on the button, so we're gonna get you out here for some solicitation, okay?
You're violating code 182412.
You can't be soliciting up in here. Good grief.
Okay. Let's go to Art. Art's calling from New Britain. Hello, Art. Thanks for holding. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you, Reese?
What do you got for me?
I got three quick items. I just want, as far as Candelori's, response to our candidate, contrast that with his response to Robin Comey, state representative of Brantford, when she, drunkenly overturned her car on Main Street.
Wow, yeah.
Instead of calling for her resignation, he sends her a get well card.
Did he really? No, stop it.
Yeah. And she didn't
stop
even
it. Stop it. No, he did not. When did this happen?
Did.
When did this happen?
I don't know, 2 years ago, 3
years
ago. She had a history of showing up inebriated at the assembly. Made national news.
Well, I know that you are okay. Well, you sound like you kind of felt. Stop me if I'm wrong here. You're kind of upset about the ousting or the suspended campaign of Aaron Stewart.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
Oh, you said, but our candidate. He made his comments about our candidate. Now, it sounded like you were still...
Our Republican candidate.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, no, that's what I was trying to clarify. When you said our candidate,
how he
I didn't know
treats
what you mean.
Republicans and how he treats the Democrats.
Yeah, right.
Completely different.
Right. Matt McCarthy says they are all drinking. He said. Well, they may very well be.
We've seen some
The second thing quickly is, our Republican candidates, they're so proud of being Republicans, they never mention it on their lawn campaign signs or on their commercials.
Interesting.
They never identify themselves as Republicans.
Can I ask you this? Because I'm only pushing back for the sake of, because I've heard this complaint before, but I've never heard it on, someone asked me this on the radio. Why is that important to you? I know your answer is not going to be the same as some other people are, but why is that important to you? Because I want the candidates who listen to this show, and they do, trust me, when I tell you government listens to this show, they do. Tell me why that's important and why they should consider that in your view.
Because if they don't support the National Republican platform, then they shouldn't be running as Republicans. And too many of them surround themselves with, liberal Lib Dem advisors, and that was the problem with, candidate Stewart. She was surrounded by Lib Dem advisors, and you do that, and you sooner or later you're going to start acting like one.
Very good point. Right, because those are the people who are advising you, and they always find a way to sort of wiggle that sort of liberalism in, which sort of drowns out the message of conservatism and Republican values.
Yeah. And lastly, the news is treating this like the crime of the century.
They don't get a lot of big news here, okay, Art? They don't.
Look back to 1979, 1980, the FBI sting in New Britain. The police chief went to jail. The fire chief went to jail. The director of personnel went to jail. I mean, that was a big thing.
Yeah,
people don't remember that.
I think that this story was more so self-inflicted as a big story, and tell me if you agree or disagree. Aaron was projected the front runner by every person known to man on news, television, websites, all of it was. So for her to be the front runner and have this epic sort of, opposite or about face, if you will, her dropping out, is kind of the way in which they're reacting to it. That everyone said that she had if you ask anybody, they tell you she had the most the strongest possibility of unseating Lamont, and then to have her campaign crash and burn like this. Don't you think that maybe that's the reason why it's being sort of addressed in that way by the media?
No, I think because they have a liberal bias.
Oh, okay. No. Of course, that now you're stating the obvious. I mean, like water's wet. I get that. But you don't think that plays a role? That if you ask anyone, they said that she was a surefire name recognition. She was putting out a poll in February of this year.
Doesn't matter, Reese. Doesn't matter who the Republicans put up. We go to bed at 8 o'clock. We're 8 points ahead in every gubernatorial election, and we wake up losers.
Well, not with that attitude. We're going to be winners. But I appreciate where you're coming from, Art. I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be fine. You got it, boss man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. I know what the naysayers are going to say. But you know what? I want to hear from them. I want to hear every person who says, no, it's all but lost, Reese. We're never going to win. I love it. Keep coming. Keep coming. I'm never, like I said, I don't understand where it comes from. I don't know why. People have thrown up their hands like, what are we going to do? We still got a lot of time. To convince these people. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. We're coming back with music news. Mark Christopher's here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading 91 southbound into Hartford, delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And then you're back into some heavy stop and go again, approaching exit 20 Country Club Road in Middletown. We have a crash in Meriden now, 91 southbound between 18 and 17. That puts it between the 691 interchange and the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Right and center lanes are blocked there, so stay to the left with that. Now, if you're traveling northbound 91, so you'll see some slow traffic between exit 20 and 21, Middletown and the Cromwell. Westbound 84 at East Hartford slowing 56 Governor Street out to exit 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound, you got delays now. About a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 3 northbound slowing Putnam Bridge in Glastonbury up to 13B and C on the Route 2 ramps. If you are traveling southbound Route 9 in Cromwell into Middletown, some slow traffic there down to the Irrigoti Bridge. Westbound 84 is tied up. Cheshire 691 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound pretty much is locked up 17 to 18. Again, from exit 23 down to the 691 interchange in Cheshire. If you're heading southbound in the Wilbur Cross Parkway, delays 51 in Hamden down to 50. Northbound Parkway slowing 46 into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, we're mostly cloudy, still a couple of showers, and a high of 64. Tonight, we stay mainly clear, the low 48. And as we head into tomorrow, it's a great start to the weekend, mostly sunny and pleasant with a high of 77. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a brief shower or two late as we hit a low of 59. And Sunday will be partly sunny and very warm, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 85. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is an important public service announcement for our listeners. Reese on the Radio is also a podcast. You can find us anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search Reese on the Radio, and hit the follow button so you can get every minute of the show your way and on your time. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the Radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The day after the person many thought was the front runner for the nomination for governor on the GOP side, Aaron Stewart, suspended her campaign. State Republicans are at their nominating convention. WTIC's Dave Mager with more from Mohegan Sun.
State Rep Tim Ackert says he's in good shape in his race against Matthew Corey for the nomination for Lieutenant Governor and says there's a lot of talk about his running mate, Aaron Stewart, dropping out.
You know, most of it has been we're sorry. And I think everybody is sorry about what happened. I think we had a great ticket, but I'd be happy and honored to serve with Ryan to win in November.
He's referring to Ryan Fazio, now running against Betsy McCoy for governor. A few congressional nominations went through without opposition, including George Austin of Suffield in the 2nd District. He will take on incumbent Joe Courtney.
We got to get back to basics, family, freedom in the future. There's something in there for everyone.
Dr. Amy Chai is calling for transparency in education, budgeting, and lawmaking in her long-shot race in the Hartford-based 1st District. At Mohegan Sun, Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
John Maduco was being investigated for sexual harassment at the time he resigned his position last month as interim chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities. CSCU released information to that end today. Some of the images were of suggestive text messages to a female employee, as well as images and emojis, many deemed inappropriate. Maduco resigned a day after he was placed on administrative leave back on April 23rd. Governor Lamont reacted to the developments today.
Done an investigation, which is ongoing right now. You know how I treat these things. There'll be no stone unturned. People know the nature of the allegations and see if anybody was found guilty of these allegations.
Maduco had taken over for Terrence Chang, who himself left after questions arose about his spending during his tenure. The Justice Department says an Iraqi national allegedly plotted to carry out terror attacks on U.S. soil. Correspondent Anna Schechter.
My sources tell me he was involved in both propaganda and plotting to carry out attacks. So this was a very senior person in this plot. This is not just, some guys talking about it on Telegram like we've seen some other cases. This was a very serious, credible threat.
Suspect faces charges of conspiracy, including providing support for Iranian-backed terror organizations and the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps. 11 have been injured at a lumber mill in Searsmont, Maine. Came in as a call of an explosion and fire this morning. The local fire department says multiple firefighters and civilians were injured. Multiple fire trucks also have been lost to fire. Here's reporter Brian Sullivan.
We probably were a few miles out when we first were able to see the plume of smoke. You can see helicopters around the lumber yard here.
Officials say Governor Janet Mills is en route to the scene. Anyone thinking of taking part in a publicized planned teen takeover this weekend at West Farms Mall better think again. Social media posts have been popping up about a gathering of young people at the mall on Saturday. Farmington Police, along with West Hartford PD and mall management, say they're being proactive to ensure things don't get out of hand. As such, Farmington Police say it will be implementing a heightened presence with officers at the ready to curtail any disorderly behavior and ensure safety, adding that a zero-tolerance policy will be enforced. Harvey Weinstein's retrial has ended in a mistrial.
The jury deadlocked. The former Hollywood mogul has been convicted of other sex crimes on 2 U.S. coasts and remains behind bars. But the mistrial leaves the New York rape charge in limbo after 3 trials. A majority male Manhattan jury weighed whether the former movie mogul raped a woman in a New York hotel in 2013.
It's correspondent Jennifer Kuiper. Dow finished down 537 points today. The NASDAQ gave back 410. S&P was down 92. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If you're in the Hartford area and caring for a loved one with Medicaid, get paid starting today. Freedom Care has already helped over 162,000 families get the care they deserve, with 97% satisfaction and more than 8,000 5-star reviews. If you have Medicaid and are 65 or older, you need to hear this. You may qualify to choose a caregiver you already trust, a family member or friend, and they can start getting paid tax-free. No agencies, no strangers, just someone you know helping with meals, medication, bathing, mobility, and more. This service isn't for later, it's for right now. It's 100% free to you through Medicaid, and caregivers get paid right away after their shift. Find out if you qualify today. Call 860-777-1597. That's 860-777-1597. Don't wait. Call 860-777-1597 now. Again, 860-777-1597. Freedom Care. Get paid to care. Starting now.
Freedom Care. We're here for you.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun and outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, let's do the thing. News. News. All right, today in music news, happy birthday to the 48-year-old Zoltan Bathory. He's the guitarist from the Five Finger Death Punch group. You don't know anything about them, do you, Rozan? That's all right. You don't know them. That's all right. Andrew Eldritch turned 67. He is the lead singer of the goth rock band The Sisters of Mercy. I know you've at least heard of them.
Nope.
Mike Oldfield is 73. He is the multi-instrumentalist and composer, best known for Tubular Bells. Brian Eno turned 78, the innovative producer and ambient pioneer of Roxy Music. And Eddie Arnold, the iconic country singer, he actually passed away in 2008, but he was born today in 1918. Milestones and anniversaries include 32 years ago, Blur's Park Life hit the number one position in the UK album charts. 31 years ago, Supergrass released their debut I Should Coco in the UK. 40 years ago, my group, which I love, because they're from my town of Hollis, Queens, Run DMC's Raising Hell released its landmark hip-hop album. It was the first rap LP to go multi-platinum, which featured some song with Aerosmith that will remain nameless. And 44 years ago, in 1982, Asia's self-titled debut topped the U.S. Billboard 200 for weeks, it was the best-selling U.S. album that year, 44 years ago, on this day. Why are you laughing? What did I do? What did I say?
Not you. I just got a message from one of our friends from Stadium 15. She said her ex is having a garage sale tomorrow. Maybe she should go by and swing by and buy back some of her stuff.
Wow, that's hilarious. Anyway, the boy is in the house. We'll talk to him in a little bit. He's over there hanging out. And and then we'll wrap this up. Mark Christopher in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Run DMC 40 years ago today is the album Raising Hell, which of course featured the Aerosmith record.
Oh, I can't say it. I won't say it.
Yeah, I won't say it either.
Sounds like you're going to be upset.
No, I just don't. Because the
Just
album...
Give Me a Kiss, Lock This.
I've always hated that record, and it was the record that made the album go double platinum.
Right.
But the album has so many other good records on it. But it's the least favorite song by Run DMC. It is, in my view, it's my least favorite. But it is their most popular, and it did, it was the first rap LP to go double platinum, or platinum at all for that matter, so they deserve it. So, what are you going to do?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you can't always account for what people will buy and not buy, and apparently a lot of people bought that album.
Let me give you a perfect example. Beside that Aerosmith song, name another song on the Raising Hell album.
You got me.
Okay, there's a title track, actually, called Raising Hell. That song is... I don't know why they titled it that, because that song is garbage, too. And it's really bad. Were you a Run DMC fan at all? Wow. Dude, don't listen to me. Do not break yourself trying to answer that. Not a fan. I get it. It's okay. It's all right. I don't like Tower of Power either.
I know you don't.
No.
I know you don't like Stevie Wonder either.
I told you he's a show-off.
Well, how does he show off? I
He
mean,
doesn't like blind pianists.
I know he doesn't. That's for sure.
They're show-offs.
That sounds like a lot of haterade coming from your side.
Whatever. That's fine.
He's getting it all out before the weekend.
That's
so you guys
right.
can have a nice, calm weekend. He's going to be stalking everybody at the convention over the weekend. So he's
That's
trying
right.
to get all that ugliness out now. Hey, guys, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91, look for delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, some heavy traffic 20 in Middletown down into the Meriden area. We have a crash 91 south between 18 and 17. The right and center lanes are out there. Stay left. If you're traveling on the northbound side of 91, that does well. Cromwell up into Windsor. The westbound side of 84 slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 46 Sisson Avenue. Eastbound 84 is tied up about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley Bridge. 2 westbound slowing in East Hartford, 1D up to the 84 West merge. Still tight in Waterbury, 84 eastbound by 18. Again, 27 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slowing, approaching 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Southbound on the Wilbur Cross Parkway, you're going to see delays now from exit 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slowing 46 into the tunnel, and 91 southbound look for delays from exit 6 down in toward the 95 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head through tonight, still the straight chance for a shower out there the rest of this evening, but tonight we are mainly clear for our low of 48 degrees, one of the last cool nights for a while. As we go into tomorrow, mostly sunny, very pleasant start to the weekend with a high of 77. Tomorrow night will be partly cloudy, a brief shower or two late, a low of 59. And then Sunday, partly sunny, very warm. It's going to be breezy in the afternoon. Our high is 85 degrees. Monday keeps it very warm, sun and a few clouds as we hit a high near 80 degrees. And Tuesday ramps up to full-time summer heat. With a mix of clouds and sun, we could have a couple of afternoon thunderstorms. Our high Tuesday, 91 degrees. Right now it's 60 in Bristol, it's 59 in Vernon, and 63 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. Tune in this week, and as we discuss practical strategies to grow your portfolio, we also have a few updates on the market. Tune in on Money Wisdom, TIC News Talk 1080.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090.
800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. We got plenty of phone calls. Carol, I think the Carol who's on the phone is the same one who sent me this message. She wants me to send this to you. Well, to me and you. She says, here's a way to avoid this stuff at the mall tomorrow. Hi, Reese and Rozan. Nice to see Rozan getting some attention, too. She always gets attention. Says, so Reese, last year at this time, I called in and talked to you. She said you were looking for different things to do, and I told you about the Great Art Heist. I do remember that, Carol. At the Norwich Arts Center. And it's because it's in Norwich, we don't really get down there a lot. We try to get out as far as we can, but it's been tight for the last couple of weeks. But I do remember that. She goes, this is where the artists have donated the works of art. Folks buy a thief ticket. When their ticket is drawn, they get to steal a piece of art. It's so much fun. All the info is she gives me the website and everything. And I would love for you to mention this on your show today at this event, which is tomorrow, and we'll sell tickets even at the door. So if you're interested, you can go down there. Okay, so if she wants me to promote it, then it's norwicharts.org. Again, norwicharts.org. If you want to go down and participate. She says, we are an all-volunteer nonprofit organization dedicated to the arts, visual theater, and music. And we have a gallery and a theater. Thank you in advance. Of course, Carol, and it is our pleasure to help you out with that. I promise you we will find a way to get down there. And I saw your message. You sent it to me this morning, and I didn't get to it as always when I'm in the midst of getting the show ready. I really don't answer a lot of questions because, trust me, my phone rings all the time. The boy is here. Ellis is in the house. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me make sure it's not the right mic. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, there he is. Can you not sound like a kid who just woke up?
I am the kid who just woke up. Hi. Yeah.
Everybody remembers Ellis. In fact, I feel like it was, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now that I remember.
We were still in Virginia, weren't we?
Yeah, no. Were we? Yes, we were.
Maybe.
We were still in Virginia.
I don't
3 years ago.
remember.
You hadn't graduated yet. You were still a sophomore.
Ugh.
Yeah, and now you've graduated. You took a year off, and you were about to go to the Citadel in August.
Maybe, because if I go to prep school, it's July. It really depends.
You might go to prep school.
Yeah, although it's like a few $1,000s. That's like a few $1,000s I don't have. I'm broke.
No, you're not. You have a job.
Yeah,
you have two
a
jobs.
job.
Even.
Look, I get paid $1,000 a week, but to subsidize my lifestyle as a kid who likes to eat food and put gas in his car, that usually gets burned down to like $300 at the end of the next week. I get paid bi-weekly.
Adulting is hard, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's expensive and it sucks.
I said what I said.
Adulting is expensive. That it is. So you may go to prep school, which starts in July, which is a month before you would be officially in the school. What would be the purpose that you're going to go in early?
Just to get my brain readjusted, because I haven't been to school in, you might have mentioned a year.
Yeah. Well, you actually wanted to do this, which, by the way, between your mother and I, we hated this idea, and I remember we got into quite a fight.
Oh, I vividly remember.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever been at odds with you that badly, except that time you put the weird posting up. But that we won't discuss. But you
It was about the actual Saint Luigi.
Okay, we're done. We're moving on. But when you decided that you weren't going to go to the Citadel when you were supposed to, do you remember why I was outraged?
Because you thought it'd be a lazy bum, or as the kids would say, a big fat chud.
No, the reason why was because you were delaying me being able to put a sticker on the car that says my kid goes to Citadel.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it was a good point. It's a darn good point, right? You were ruining it for me.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't get to, and it was like, but here's your stepson. They don't know that. They don't have to know.
They don't need to know that.
They don't need to know that. Your mom, on the other hand, was furious with you taking the year off.
And that's how it came across, but I wasn't furious. What was I really?
You had thought that he was influenced by his father.
No, I was scared.
Oh, you thought that he wouldn't go.
I really
That's
thought
right.
that he was going to not go, and I thought he was going to end up,
This kid in Woodbridge who never goes to college and works some menial job.
Right. And, I hopefully I raised him with bigger aspirations than that. I know what I have in my mind and my heart for his future. And I think it's probably always going to be bigger than maybe what he thinks or what he knows he's capable of. So I was terrified.
Right. And he didn't let you down because he's going. And he's even going early.
I know.
But part of the reason is, though, he told me the other day, and you can confirm or deny if you want to say this, is that it turns out that sticking around in Woodbridge for a year was the worst decision ever.
No.
You said you hate it there.
Hold on. I said that taking the year was probably the best decision I ever made because I was about to burn out.
Right. Well, you felt like you went to school for 12 years and you never took a break.
Yeah, it's just because it's not just because I went to school for 12 years. I did a lot of
That's true. You did some extracurricular
academics.
That's true.
Not to toot my own horn. But
it's true. You did everything from band to football to track.
Track primarily.
Yeah.
Primarily. I love track.
And you have your other clubs.
Yeah, it's true. But I get where she's coming from. People are literally born. People born, live, and die in Woodbridge, and there's literally 4 things to do in there. But I get it. But at the same time, I was gonna burn out. If I went to school immediately, I was gonna crash and burn. Literally.
And you thought that was going to be, you felt it already because you had kind of gotten sick and tired of just going back to school. You kind of felt like you wanted a break to sort of live a little.
Yeah.
Was this sort of, for you, was this a kind of a long needed vacation that you're now tired of and you're ready to get back to work?
Something like that.
Okay. If I were to ask you your anticipation at the Citadel, what are you looking forward to? And I don't want to put you in the expectation realm, but what is the thing that you are hoping, so to speak, that you'll experience when you go there?
I can't wait to keep running track. Hopefully I get to do martial arts there as well. Again, because I love fighting. And then, being able to actually do something I enjoy doing, mechanical engineering. Only thing I don't want to do, is cut my hair. If you didn't notice, I have really big hair.
Yes.
Really big, beautiful.
It's really, really big.
I know.
I didn't realize how old I was until I realized your hair was annoying.
Yeah.
That's how I know I got old, because I used to have hair like that, and that's how I knew I was old, because I'm like, I can't crap on him about the hair that he has, because I've had that hair. I've had the exact hairdo.
All I want to do is get in there and brush it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to brush it out and moisturize it.
It takes 30 minutes to do my hair in the shower.
But they're going to cut it when you get to the Citadel. You are not happy about that.
No, I don't want to be bald.
Well,
never wanted to be bald. No offense.
No, none taken. I've had all the hairdos. I'm at the age where I'm okay with being bald.
I never wanted to be bald.
I've had all the hairdos. I'm going to start posting some of the pictures of me when I was in my 20s, just a little older than you. And you've seen those pictures.
Yeah, of course I have.
look like a supermodel.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. But, yeah, I tell myself.
Something like that.
Shush your mouth. You never saw them. That rolling in there, screaming at me. But you are looking forward to it, and I'm sure you're going to have great. We're footing part of the bill.
Plus, Charleston's a beautiful city.
What's that?
Charleston's a beautiful city.
It is. It is a beautiful city. It's got some downsides to it, but it is a beautiful city.
It's got nice beaches, good food.
So I am curious though. Are you planning on going just to the college, or are you looking at the military school? It's my understanding they're different entities now.
No, they're the same thing.
It's the same thing.
You're thinking of, it's just AMM, I think. That's Texas A&M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to. You said you want to study mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean that you no longer want to be a pilot, or
no? That's exactly why I'm doing mechanical engineering.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's too fat. It's twofold.
Okay.
One, they don't give aerospace engineering at the Citadel. And B, I've always wanted to make my own things.
Okay.
So
this gives you an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So John Beckman is asking, do you consider yourself a ladies' man?
No.
Why would you ask that?
I had to make sure it was as radio silent. Like I had to really preface. No.
Yeah. Okay. He has a young lady that he's quite fond of, and she's a very interesting young lady. We got a chance to talk to her. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we talked to her for a considerable amount of time. She's very, very interesting, and talkative.
She sounds really sweet.
She does sound
and that
sweet.
kind of made me mad because I didn't want to like her. I don't like any of the girls that he. But so far, for the most part, he's got some pretty good.
The poor thing, she's so anxious.
Why is she anxious about?
She's been naturally anxious her whole life.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Like I saw a video of her when she was like 5. Like her dad was taking the video, and she's about to go off to class, and she's like trying to hand her dad some gloves, and she's like, "Baba, like she's gonna be late. Like she's so anxious, the poor thing.
Yeah, so she's always been that way. But I just thought she was very forthcoming about herself, about her family, about the way in which she was brought up. And I'm kind of looking forward to meeting her. But I'm hoping we get to meet her before you go off to school, because once you go off to school, I doubt we'll ever see her, which may be the case. But hopefully we'll see her soon. I just wanted to make sure you got in here to say hello to everybody in Connecticut, which in essence sort of watched you grow up.
Yeah, hi.
In a way, they were here when you were a sophomore. Now you're off to college. This has been a hell of a ride.
I hated sophomore year.
But no, it was. I mean, then you were. I thought that you were very engaged. Everyone who got to meet you at the Avon Farms Hotel, Avon Old Farms, thought the same thing that everyone always says about you: that you're charming, very talkative, and very outgoing. Not gregarious, but just very outgoing. And you spent a lot of time with Tom Shattuck on the air with his wife, and they loved you, and that was a lot of fun. So it's good. I think that just everybody getting to hear you again right before you go off to school, because your mother's trying to convince you to stay here before you go back to school.
Yeah, stay in Connecticut with mommy.
I just gotta.
Let me take care of you. I'll make you all your food. I'll wash your laundry. You don't have to worry about nothing. Mama's got you.
My store just got a pay bump of exactly $1, so now I get paid $16 an hour instead of $15.
We could do better here in Connecticut. We could find.
You know what's the
better.
beauty of it is that he's making money now. He's got a couple of dollars in his pocket.
I've also got a second job.
And he's got a second job.
And maybe a third one if I want.
I have to honestly say I love the fact that he's working. He's been in my life now for 5 years. I kind of watched him as a kid grow up. A little skinny, impressionable kid. And now he's growing up into an adult. He's got a job. He's getting ready to go to college. I know you hate it, but I feel like I got a second son out of this. It's a young boy growing into a man, and I get where you're. It was great. It's great having you here this week. It sort of brought back memories of us living in Virginia and you being around all the time. So I didn't realize I missed it until you got here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize they miss me till they're gone.
I know.
Except my ex.
I know.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad you're here, and
This here's a chant for all the fellas. Try to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down 'cause you're overzealous. Play hard to
okay, why would you play this record? That doesn't mean significant here. The significant is, I'm so mad at you, Rozan. You put him up to this, didn't you?
Maybe not.
Okay, stop. It brings back horrible memories.
I actually like the song.
Yeah, I know everybody likes this song when they hear it.
Yeah.
Why is it so significant?
Yeah. The The reason why he's playing it is because Rozan wants everybody to know that I'm dancing in this music video. That's why.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I so hate both of you.
You want it.
Oh, please don't watch it.
I can't hear anything you say.
You want it. Hey, you got it.
Okay, we're going to a break. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Don't watch this music video. Please, Mark, don't watch it. They're making fun of me.
Now I have to.
Oh,
absolutely.
All right.
You got it. You want it.
Goodbye. We're out of here. Mark Christopher, BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you. Southbound 91 delays 34 down to 32A and B in Hartford. And again, you're going to see heavy traffic from 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down into Meriden. A crash 91 southbound between 18 and 17 between the 691 and the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Right and center lanes are blocked there. You want to stay to the left with that. Now, if you are traveling westbound 84 in East Hartford, delays 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound is tight from exit 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 9 southbound slowing approaching downtown Middletown in the Aragoni Bridge. If you are 84 eastbound in Cheshire, you're sluggish. And little stop and go 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 is tied up. 691 interchange in Cheshire, pretty much right up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Newtown slowing approaching 9 up to exit 11. Southbound 91 in New Haven slows from exit 6 in toward the 95 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, we're mostly cloudy, still a couple of showers, and a high of 64. Tonight, we stay mainly clear, the low 48. And as we head into tomorrow, it's a great start to the weekend, mostly sunny and pleasant with a high of 77. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a brief shower or two late as we hit a low of 59. And Sunday will be partly sunny and very warm, a little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 85. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now. And now, a WTIC News Update.
64 degrees in Hartford at 5:30. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News, and with former New Britain Mayor Aaron Stewart out of the picture, the GOP gubernatorial race at the convention this weekend features 2 choices: Greenwich State Senator Ryan Fazio and former New York Lieutenant Governor Betsy McCoy. Stewart, of course, dropped out of the running on Thursday after a report from a Hartford law firm detailed years of spending on personal items using her city credit card. She's alleged to have rung up hundreds of thousands of dollars in various items, including clothing, jewelry, and more. In the meantime, Governor Lamont has a challenge of his own to deal with as Democrats convene tonight. The governor is seeking a 3rd term. He's being challenged from within by Hamden State Representative Josh Elliott. The Republicans are gathering at the Mohegan Sun, and the Dems are convening their gathering at the Bushnell in Hartford. President Trump on his way back from that 2-day summit in China with President Xi Jinping. On another front, House Speaker Mike Johnson says Trump is still trying to get the Strait of Hormuz reopened.
Everyone has an interest in the strait being reopened for commerce, and so you're going to have, I think, international partners who assist with that. We think it comes to a conclusion soon, and I don't think Congress needs to get in the way of the administration as they finish what is now a negotiation instead of a military conflict.
Hartford police say a man in his 40s has non-life-threatening injuries following a shooting early this morning just after 3, the 100 block of Weston Street. Shooting is under investigation. No word yet on suspects or a motive. John Maduka was under investigation for sexual assault at the time he resigned his post as interim chancellor of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities system. That today from the Board of Regents, which released several text messages deemed inappropriate, as well as other images. Maduka had taken over for Terrence Chang, who himself found himself in hot water for questionable spending. Expect a larger than normal police presence Saturday at the West Farms Mall. That's because there's been talk of some sort of teen takeover tomorrow on social media. Police and mall security have been coordinating together to make sure things don't get out of hand, and they're also imploring parents and guardians to have a conversation with their kids to advise them of possible consequences for any unruly behavior. Dow lost 537 points today. The Nasdaq lost 410, and the S&P shed 92. Down day overall. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GO to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GO to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GO to borrow up to $10,000.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, we're back. Rozan and Reese on the radio are here, and as you all know, we have what we describe on the program as What Have We Learned?
Now, what have we learned?
What have we learned? What have we learned from this little fable? So what have we learned if nothing else, children? So what have we learned, huh?
So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today? What have we learned so far?
Rozan, what have you learned today?
That the homeless crisis in Connecticut is purely fabricated, absolutely resolvable, and we are just creating more and more slush funds to funnel money into, taxpayer money. So stop giving your money to homeless organizations. It's a waste of money. Also learned that Reese danced in a music video called Bust a Move.
You've known that for a while, Rozan. You didn't learn that today.
Yes, but the audience did. Let's see. What else did I learn today? You talked about other stuff, but I hardly listened to you.
You don't even listen to me.
I don't.
Goodness gracious. The boy, have you learned anything today? What have you learned? Sorry. What have you learned?
I was really sleepy, so I should have taken a nap before we left.
Okay. Well,
also, I'm hungry, and I want food.
It's pizza right there.
No, I don't want it. I don't like meat lovers. Oh, sorry. Gracious. I like straight pepperoni with cheese and extra tomato sauce. I'm from Chicago. I like deep dish.
You're from Woodbridge, Virginia. Anyway.
I'm from... Don't you do that.
That mic's going off. What I learned today... What I learned today is, let me see, Governor Lamont does not have a good answer for whether or not people of color are afraid to vote. We found that out. I found out that Rozan actually likes to get into confrontations with men and knows how to shut one down, especially one named Matt Lesser.
Loser.
Which, by the way, we're going to put that video together today so you can see it for yourself. how she shut down Matt Lesser on the program. You can always go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com so you can check out the program and like us on Facebook and on X and as well as YouTube, so you can follow the show anytime you like. This show will also upload immediately after the show by going to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. Let's get another check of traffic and weather before we get to phone calls. Mark Christopher is back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, 91 southbound, look for delays 33 down to 32 A and B. And then you're going to slow again as you move down by exit 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to exit 18 for the 691 interchange. Earlier accident down there between 18 and 17 has cleared. If you are traveling westbound 84, you've got delays 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound slowing, 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 2 westbound delays, 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford, 9 southbound slowing, Cromwell Middletown line down to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing 18 to the Mixmaster. Again, some sluggish traffic, 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 in Cheshire slowing from the 691 interchange up to exit 23 in Waterbury. If you are traveling into New Haven, 95 southbound, look for delays 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head through tonight, we become mainly clear with a low of 48. One of the last few cool nights for a bit. As we head into tomorrow, we'll be mostly sunny and pleasant. The high 77, just a great start to the weekend. Tomorrow night, add in a few more clouds, maybe a brief shower or two late. The low is 59. And then Sunday, partly sunny, very warm, little breezy in the afternoon with a high of 85 degrees. Monday, we keep it warm, sunshine and a few clouds, a high near 80 degrees. And Tuesday, we ramp things up a bit. It's a mix of sun and clouds. There could be a few thunderstorms in the afternoon. And there is a very warm high temperature of 91 degrees on Tuesday. Right now, it's 62 in Windsor, 60 in Farmington, and 63 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the All-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Each week, Attorney Allaire shares special practice advice and expert insights to help navigate the complexities of elder law.
Hartford, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid who needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care will help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member or friend who lives with you and can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists. Just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all, training, payroll, and support. So you can stay safe and comfortable at home. And your caregiver gets paid tax-free after every shift, guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Hartford families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 860-530-5203. That's 860-530-5203. Call now. 860-530-5203. 860-530-5203.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
I know.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
I so hate you right now. I'm so hating you right now. Why? Why are you doing this to me? I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to do it. You're the worst person ever. Thank you for playing that. If those of you who are going to end up watching the music video now, if you're trying to figure out like who, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna I'll find the clip and I will post it so you can see exactly who I am. So you know exactly. I will take a clip of it and I will post it so you can see who I am in the music video.
How old were you?
I want to say maybe 19, 20 years old.
You was just a kid.
Just a
baby.
kid. All I wanted to do is I wanted to be a music video dancer. I didn't want to be, at the time, like I knew I wanted to be in radio when I was a kid, but you know, I didn't think there were any chances for me to do that because I lived in Queens and there were no radio stations that I knew of. And I thought that in order to be on the radio, you had to live in Manhattan. No chance of that. But when I did get to Manhattan, I was doing Club MTV. And somebody...
What's Club MTV?
I so hate you right now. Anyway. So, again, I was getting into these circles before I did Club MTV, people were telling me about music videos that I could be a part of. They were like, come on down. No, I think you'll audition, you'll do great. And I would show up on the spot at the filming of a music video, and they would let me in. And like, yeah, you stand here, you're fantastic. And people just love me. And that just started networking down the road. And then I got this opportunity to do Bust a Move. So that's all it was. Only thing that I got out of it was I didn't know who Young MC was, so I wasn't all starstruck. But there was one person in the music video that is, and you'll recognize him, and for those of you who remember the program, it was one of the dancers from Soul Train. He's a very, very tall guy, wears a hat and a very long coat, and he is infamous as one of the Soul Train dancers. And he was in the music video as well. And that was about as starstruck as I got because he was kind of everybody's hero to just be there. Why am I even talking about this? I don't know.
What else did you do in the music industry?
I'm not going to tell it anymore. Another time. People are on hold. People want to talk, so let's get to their phone calls. I'm going to go with Carol first. Hi, Carol. Is this the same Carol D in the chat room?
It is, and
Hi,
thank
Carol.
you so much, Reese, for talking about our art heist at norwicharts.org. You are a gem. You and Rozan both, I just love listening to you, especially your banter back and forth.
Thank you.
Maybe next year you'll host the show. You'll pull the tickets and call the thieves. That would just be awesome.
I would love to do it, and I promise you we will make it out there. And we've been so crazy and so busy in the last couple of weeks, of course, with everything going on with the election coming up. But absolutely.
Yep.
I really appreciate you asking. And I did get your message this morning. As soon as I was waking up, I was getting the show ready. I saw the message, and I said, I got to make sure that I reach out to you because you did leave your telephone number there.
You're wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
My appreciation. And we will see you soon. You got it. I will see you soon.
Keep up the good work.
You got it.
Right.
Let's go to, I'm going to go to Bob in Newington first. How you doing, Bob? Bob? Okay. My mistake. I'll go to Herman, who's in Hartford. There he is. Hey, Herman, how are you?
Very good. I wanted to thank you for that question to the governor about who's afraid, which people are afraid to go vote. I have to say that all the people of color that I've had the privilege of knowing and meeting by far are more brave than I am. And I'm from Boston, an Italian from Boston, but they're far more braver than I could ever be.
Are you from Southie by any chance, Herman?
Newton.
You know, I'm not going to lie. Boston is one of my favorite places for bravado. You know what I mean? It's like if you're an Italian from Boston, although Irish are a little more wicked, without a doubt. Irish guys in Southie are a little more wicked. But I love the fact that Italians in Boston and, of course, in Brooklyn, without a doubt, those gentlemen are fearless.
Yes, and one more comment real quick.
Yes, sir.
I loved how you handled the Aaron Stewart disclosure.
Yes.
I thought that one thing I learned, having been in trouble with the feds, is you're always known by the worst thing you do.
That's exactly. Until you do something far better. You know what I mean?
Well, it'd have to be miraculous once you get in
Well,
trouble with the
that's
Fed.
true. Yeah, that's what I mean. But I always believe that redemption doesn't just come with an apology. It comes with doing something astronomically better than the thing that you were known most notoriously for. And
Absolutely.
And the way that you do that is continuing doing good works. You know what I mean?
And you have to have, if you're going to be in public life, you have to think in your conscience, is something going to come back and bite me before I run for the top office? Clearly shouldn't do that.
Without a doubt. Herman, thank you so much for the call, man. You got it.
Bye now.
All right. Sam is in Waterbury. What's going on, sir?
How you doing, Reese?
I'm great.
Hi, Rozan, Ellis. How you guys doing?
Hey.
Reese, I got to tell you, if you don't know what vacation is, look it up in the dictionary.
Thank you.
If you're feeling hoity-toity, open up a thesaurus.
I'm not. Listen, the vacation thing for me, it's kind of vacations left a bad taste in my mouth in the past. I always feel like something happens when I'm out of town. And I'll tell you a quick story, Sam, to give you a perfect example. Imagine you do radio and on your birthday, you go on vacation. And I went to, of all places, I went to Toronto, Canada, a place I had been to before that I loved. So I go there on my birthday. I'm there for 3 days. I'm technically working because I'm there working with a music group that I'm very fond of. So it's really no work, but it's still a vacation. I go down there, and when I come back home, I find out that two of the guys who I kind of were listening to, a group of guys named Opie and Anthony, their Whip It Out Wednesday bus gets into a traffic jam and a car accident with President Clinton's motorcade. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
And because former President Clinton was going to the UN. And that story was the biggest story in the city, and I missed it because I was out on vacation. And I'm like, it never serves me to be out of town because something is happening that I'm going to miss.
Yep, that would cure me.
Absolutely.
For Ellis, I hope you had a wonderful visit with Mom.
I have.
I think it's awesome you were able to come up and spend Mother's Day with her. A little more time. I also want you to know that it is true what they say. It's hard raising parents. And
of course, I know this.
And you've done a damn good job with your mom.
Oh,
Reese,
man.
Reese may take a little more work.
Stubborn old goat. Oh my goodness! But thank you so much.
That is, he's 100% right. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you, buddy.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, sir. You too. You too. Let's wrap it up with White Mike, who I think is appropriate on this weekend because he is about to shock everybody. Try to keep it tame, my friend. The last time you were here, you were telling us that the certain members of the LGBTQ community should only adopt black children.
This is the White Mike.
Yeah, this is White Mike. So you're very notorious.
Well, I'm very much against surrogacy because I don't think you should be allowed to buy people, and they're buying people. Like they're not adopting through the traditional adoption channels.
Yes.
They're going through surrogacy.
That's right,
and that's not fair.
They
should have to compete with everybody else. But anyway, a couple questions. One, on the set of this music video, did you get to meet Flea?
No, I did not. In fact, it was impossible for me to get to him. And if I may admit, I wasn't a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan at the time. And I didn't know who he was.
And that's when he was wearing the teddy bear pants.
That's right.
But I want to talk about politics real quick. I think we're about to see whether Trump is truly the kingmaker he thinks he is, although we know he's not.
Okay.
Because Dr. Oz and Herschel Walker ain't senators, right?
Fair enough. So I'll accept the Dr. Oz jab because the person who won was nothing more than young Frankenstein.
Exactly. So I think the one we watch first is Massey in Kentucky.
Okay.
Because this is showing whether we're going to support true conservatives or whether Trump is going to tell us who to vote for.
Okay.
And the one I think is going to shock people is you need to watch the governor's race in Florida.
Of course. I'm watching it very closely.
You need to watch it really closely because they're trying to sell us Byron Donalds. And I don't think people are buying, because I've seen footage of competing rallies between Byron Donalds and this guy named James Fishback, and James Fishback is smoking him.
Yeah,
Smoking
I don't
him
think,
in
and
attendance.
I will go so far as until Fishback joined the race, Byron Donald was sort of like the kind of the candidate. It was sort of like a shoo-in, but there wasn't any real competition. And I always, although I've never really had an issue with Byron Donalds, I've never thought he had the star power to be a governor.
Well, I didn't know he was apparently as dirty as he is.
Yeah, that's I've heard that about him.
The lieutenant governor came out with a dossier and said that Donalds has made like $6 million trading stocks, but was one of the voices said that congressmen shouldn't be allowed to trade stocks.
Right.
And Fishback busted him committing marriage fraud.
Ooh.
You know this one? So Fishback found out that Donalds was dating his current wife, and he's married to his first wife, which is polygamy or whatever, right? Cheating.
Yeah.
So Donald sends the first wife out to do damage control, and the excuse they came up with was, we weren't really married. We never slept together. We only got married on paper so I could continue to get in-state tuition.
Oh, he made it worse.
Well, that's worse. I'm not voting for this guy.
I hear you.
He's a career politician who's made millions of dollars and cheated the taxpayers.
You know what? My first problem with him was?
Guy.
Can I tell you what my first problem with him was? The fact that he was running for governor in Florida and he's from Brooklyn. I've always hated that.
I was going to say that, yeah. And,
I always
and again,
hated that.
I don't know if he and his white wife are going to play too well on the Panhandle. I'm just saying. It's still Florida up there, okay? It's not all Miami. Up there's rednecks. But fair enough. He's got a debate with Fishback on Fox News in June or July.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting to see if he keeps it.
It may be.
Because I think Fishback is going to eat him alive.
I think it's going to be a bloodbath if he, it's funny. Well, that's another story. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to find out when that is. I'm definitely going to cover that because, again, I'm with you. His stock really, really started tanking for me, I want to say about 2 years ago. I wasn't having a lot of good vibes about him. And, of course, my instincts are always right.
Well, and I was short, but the Republicans are still, they're caught up with the boomers, and the boomers believe one way, and then Gen X and millennials believe another, and Gen Z definitely believes another. You're going to have this battle between old school Republicans who are tied to one certain foreign policy issue and the rest of them who don't like it at all.
Yeah.
That's going to be the test for the Republicans.
Yeah, might be. They're going to have to, they're going to have to balance that beam. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Mike. As always, sir.
All right, man.
You got it. Have a great weekend. At least this time he didn't make it controversial, right?
Yeah, he did pretty good. Appreciate it.
He did all right.
Pretty
I mean,
solid.
with the exception of the panhandler with the white wife, that was that was tame by white Mike's standard.
I think it was. I mean, having spent we've been in Connecticut for 7 months. We had one nice day 2 weeks ago.
Man, a nice oh, you're talking about the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell's going on with that?
I got a sunburn.
That's right.
Soy pura chicana, and I got a sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine as a white woman in the Florida sun.
Yeah.
It's going to be painful.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Are you going to need some SPF this year?
No.
When are we ever going to get a
chemicals?
Like a real spring here? We're in May, and we still have cloudy skies, and it rains every
April
weekend.
showers bring May flowers.
Well, May flowers. I want to see the flowers. I don't want to see any more showers.
Well, you got to go outside.
I've been outside.
That's part of vacation.
Yeah, no, it's not. I've been outside. I haven't seen any nice weather here.
I didn't say nice weather. I said flowers.
Well, the point is that, first of all, a town that doesn't melt all of its snow deep into April 18th, we had mounds of it sitting outside our apartment.
Oh, my gosh.
Mounds of snow on April 18th.
Reese.
What?
If it helps, I've been to London, and it was around August time, yeah?
Well,
When I was going to Germany the first
that place
time.
is always gloomy.
Exactly.
You know? How is Sherlock Holmes was supposed to solve crimes without all that muck?
Hold on. It could be worse. It could be like London. It could be cloudy, and the people are rude.
Well, first of all,
And
yeah,
the
that's
food
true. The
sucks.
people here are great.
God, the food in the food in Britain is so bad.
Yes, I hear it's under.
so
But don't worry. Listen, soon if you
That's
give it,
why we left and became America.
it's okay. If you give it a little while, the food will get better. It'll be all halal.
Hey, wait, hold on.
No, I gotta get out of here.
Well, food's good.
I'm sure it is. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. She is Rozan on the radio. That's the boy.
Hi.
Say goodnight, Rozan.
Good night, Rozan.
We will see you back here next week. Mark Christopher, he is getting you home. He is in the BPS Lawyers.
Roseanne, what is he wearing in this video?
So the first guy that comes across,
I'm
and
wearing a black.
spins in the middle of the video, like spins
I'm wearing a black cardigan with a white T-shirt. I'm a tall, light-skinned kid. You can't miss me.
The first person that comes into the frame and like does a spin right in the middle of the camera, like takes up the whole. That's Reese.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Wait. Is that him? Did you have like a top hat on? No.
No, that's not
Oh, you're
me.
just spinning. Okay.
You see it?
There you are. You got like white pants on?
No, does it? Well, yeah, they have white pants on with a white T-shirt and a black cardigan.
Black cardigan.
And
yeah,
I'm spinning
I see
around.
You're spinning.
Yeah.
You're
that's
good,
me.
man. You're good.
Yeah,
Look at you, man.
Thank you.
Reese, you've done everything. This is
I know.
amazing.
I know.
I love this.
Get out of here.
This is no, seriously. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
It's very cool. You guys have a great weekend.
Thank you, man.
You too.
Is it all politics all weekend?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Wow,
we
you
are going to Lyman Orchard, though. But at least we're doing that. We're going to Lyman
Ooh.
Orchard. That should be fun.
Apple pie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good trip down the middle field. Have a great weekend, guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound is slowing from 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley Bridge. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B.